What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Hold on one second. All right. Oh, that's just my. All right. What's up, everybody? I am here. I am online, and I know I've been ain't streamed since like Tuesday of last week. I have a few videos coming up, but I was I was tired. Let's just be honest. I was fucking tired, and yeah, I am. Had to get me new headphones too. I was tired, and I was working on art, so I do have that. I was working on art, and yeah, yeah. If you guys didn't know, I have to still scan it. I still have to photograph it, but um, Crimson is a artist, and just to let you guys know, I do the art shit. And yeah, no, I actually do a lot of art, and I've kind of been going back to some of the art that I've done before, and just I it's not Tracy, but I do have to like go back and just redo some of my art, man. It's just like I I feel like I've grown and progressed from where it was, and I just had to like kind of clean up the art that I've done. Um, and so that's why you see me doing like some of this art where it's just like, oh yeah, you kind of need to go back and fix the shit. And yeah, no, that's what we're doing today. Um, if you saw one of my last videos, and I actually do apologize that I haven't put as many clips out as I need to do, but like I've just been, life is hard, shit. And I don't say that as a whiny type bullshit. No, it's just like not only do you have to work, not only have to deal with family, there's other shit that you have to deal with. Still dating, I'm still trying to get to know a lot of different people. It's just one of these things where life is motherfucking busy, and sometimes I do shit that sometimes I do shit that will keep me away from streaming. Now, hopefully with my editor that I have, I can get more shit out to you guys so you guys could actually enjoy more of my content. Um, but yeah, no, it's really just been life. Like I hate to say it like that, but it's just been life. And speaking of life and more content, here you guys can actually check this shit out. Here, you tell me, you be the judge of this shit. Let me see if I got it over here. Um, don't have it right now, but let me see if I can get it. Wait, where is it? All right, so I'm actually gonna do this here. I actually should still have it connected. Um, this was my Zuko that I had, and yeah, go ahead and just go ahead and actually just see where Zuko was. Did I have it in here? I know I did it in here. Ah, here we go. Book 3. Let's blow this shit up. This is my Zuko that I did, and so this is a Zuko that I did, and let's see if I can actually just make it bigger. It's not gonna show bigger, but here, Now, if you guys can actually see, this is my Zuko art that I did. Now, big surprise, big shocker. This is the current Zuko art. If you actually take a look at it, and I just pop up the second stream right quick. Yeah. I think that's a big market improvement. Now, of course, I don't have Aang in front of it, but I wanted to actually just make a better version of Zuko. Give it a little bit more tones. It's from the book 3 cover art. And will I sell it at the next art thing that I go to? Probably so. So yeah, this is my shit, you know. So yeah, woohoo. Um, that being said, um, put that to the side. This is something I worked on, and for the time, I actually thought it was pretty good. The problem with it is that it was originally this picture. Let me just go to it. You actually see it, it was originally this picture. Is this picture right here. And with it being this picture, I wanted to do, you saw how it is, this. So yeah, I'm actually gonna get the coloring for it. No, I haven't yet. I kind of was doing some family shit yesterday, so I couldn't get a chance to see it. And most of the places that show it is out in the suburbs, so I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. Fucking idiot. No, I didn't see it in theaters, but yeah, that was a thing. So I'm gonna actually get to the coloring of this, and we're gonna actually cover some videos today. I know last time, like for me, I know that I tend to like get off in the weeds when I do art. I mean, when I do video reviews, but this is gonna help me just like focus on what I need to do, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna focus on the shit that I need to do, and yeah, and then we're just gonna calmly respond to videos. Calmly respond to videos. I know it's like an oxymoron for me, but still, I can try. All right, so let me actually get some of the markers that I need. How's everybody's weekend doing? I am. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Just trying some shit out. Sorry, just sent the text message. Send that out. Let's work on this art. What's up, Sly? I need to grab a few things. I need that marker. So one of the things that I found out is that putting your markers all like standing up causes them to drain faster. And that was the thing that was happening to my markers, and like I had to like take them out of that. So I kind of like still need to find out how to organize my markers a little bit better. So that's the thing that I have to deal with. But you know, reasons, right? All right. So let's get to this video and let's get to these this art, and shall we? Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks. Well, let's go. There we go. Now, I'm gonna actually play this video, and you guys are gonna understand why I'm choosing to play this video. Let's watch this video. We're not gonna do a lot of it. We're just gonna do a little bit of it. Here we go.
What do you think is the primary focus of the GOP going into 2022? What should it be opposed to what it is?
I think Republicans really need to recognize the people they represent. Okay, their voters, not the lobbyist donors, not the corporate PACs, not those people. That's not who the Republican Party should represent. We need to be the party of nationalism, and I'm a Christian, and I say it proudly. We should be Christian nationalists. And when Republicans learn to represent most of the people that vote for them, then we will be the party that continues to grow without having to chase down certain identities or chase down, certain segments of people. We just need to represent Americans, and most Americans, no matter how they vote, really care about the same things.
So, you guys heard that. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. That's Nazi shit. Anytime you say, I'm a nationalist, it's usually you're Nazi motherfucking adjacent. And for people, especially those on the left, who don't recognize that shit, what fucking history book have you been looking at? Because I recognize when you say the nationalists or the national Bolsheviks or the national socialists, usually they are talking about an identity. And if you don't fucking get that, then you're stupid. But, you know, we have people that may or may not understand that, but are using right-wing idiots to grift. Ooh, look, here we have one here now. Now, you guys saw the video that I just played for you. That's Marjorie Taylor Greene. And, well, here, let's see this shit.
Welcome to me, your host, Christian Watson. I hope you guys are doing well. Excuse my voice, my friends. I have came under the weather recently, but there is important work to be done, and we have to keep going, so we're going to keep going. My friends, there is a...
So, this is Christian Walker. No, not that Christian Walker. But Christian Walker is a openly gay conservative. Good luck being in the party of the conservatives for that much longer. But he's an openly gay conservative. And so he has something to tell you guys. And let's just see what Christian has to say.
A sickly perversion going throughout American society right now. And many of you probably have a picture in your head of what that is, depending on what you don't like, whatever captures your distaste. But this perversion is actually quite evident, and it's quite powerful, and that is the perverse relationship between academia and the media. And has never been in my lifetime more evident than it is right now in the current conversation surrounding what is termed Christian nationalism. Now,
wait, what did he say? That it is a academic plot to say Christian nationalists? Wait, what? What? No, he didn't. Oh, okay. Let's go. Let's go, Christian. Tell us about it.
Throughout the Trump era, and even a little bit after the Trump era, the term Christian nationalism was used by social theorists and sociologists and people who basically cook up all these random ideas about how people think by trying to measure things by their perspective, even though sociology seems to deny the fact that the human being is fundamentally dynamic. And inconsistency is a key feature of many people's perspectives.
Wait, nobody says that humans aren't dynamic. That's a straw man, man. Yeah, sure, okay, let's go.
As they grow and take more information in, many people have the tendency to change. But let's forget all of that. These social scientists, these wizards, have cooked up all these ideas about what basically made Trump win. And one of the many ideas that they have managed to latch onto was Christian nationalism. Now, the idea of Christian nationalism, which I'll try to define in a second, does not come from the Trump era. It's been talked about in many different ways.
Yeah, it has been talked about in many different ways, including by the Nazis. They were nationalists, and they sure was Christian. That's why they got the blessing from the Pope. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm being an asshole. Let's go.
All the way back to the 90s and probably even back before then. But the term Christian nationalism has come in vogue, has become more popular more recently. The Associated Press just published a story about the victory of Doug Mastriano, who is a gubernatorial candidate in Pennsylvania, saying that the rise of Christian nationalism is happening. ABC also published a story. And also, on The View, Tara Setmeyer, contributor to The View, who when I was much younger, I'm still young, when I was much younger, like 5 or so years ago, I remember seeing Tara Setmeyer as a Republican on CNN, but apparently...
So, they're calling themselves Christian nationalists. They're outwardly saying they're a Christian nationalist, but it's some sort of lie by the left wing. I'm confused with this. Let's go.
Now she's, and we'll talk about that later. She had a few words to say about Christian nationalism. So apparently the cause for the mass shootings that have happened, particularly Buffalo and Uvalde, all of that has to do with Christian nationalism.
So, yeah, View host blames Christian nationalism for the shootings. Never mind that we do see that a lot of these stochastic terrorists, because that's what they are, they are claiming to be Christian, trying to keep this as a Christian nation. Never mind that. But because he doesn't like it, he doesn't like the term Christian nationalist, oh, then it's a left-wing lie. It's like in my job, the one that I want to get rid of, a lot of people who say, I don't understand it. No, you understand, motherfucker. You just don't like. But let's continue.
And of course, her co-host went on to offer more, brain-dead ideas about what that means by attacking Southern tropes of guns, gods, and country as if that's Christian nationalism. But of course, my friends, this is...
keep your hands off my gun and my Bible. It's a phrase that they actually use. It's a phrase that motherfuckers actually use. You can't make that shit up. But let's go.
Brings us into a broader idea, because Christendom has been shaken by these allegations and this rhetoric. And really, I believe the public's understanding of the truth of this matter has also been shaken. And this is not simply a matter of Christendom, this is a matter of anyone who wants to understand the nature of this concept. The truth is, my friends, Christian nationalism is nothing short of a slur in this context.
Wait, is that when the black people say the N-word? Is that when the black people say the N-word? Marjorie Taylor Greene is taking Christian nationalists back from the filthy, filthy atheists or the filthy, filthy N-words. Like, come on now, dude. Like, for real? For real. Yo, I'm a Christian nationalist. My Christian nationalist, my N-word. All right, let's go.
And even as an academic study, Christian...
How you gonna be like 25 and balding already? I just thought about that. He's like 24, 25, 26, and he's bald. Okay, let me stop.
Nationalism is not a consistent or coherent concept, and yet it is being taken for granted and used by many influential people in society as a method of analysis to understand certain social phenomenon, and that is deadly to our understanding of the world. So how do I draw this assumption? Well, in the Associated Press article, which you can see on your screen right here, they...
Okay, are you going to read the article, or are you just going to bitch and complain about it? I'm sorry, I'm confused. All right, let's go.
Cited, amongst many other things, many other examples of Christian nationalism, they cited a scholarly book written a few years ago, as of the posting of this video, by one Andrew L. Whitehead and Samuel L. Perry, called...
So Christian nationalism isn't just coming around. Like, dude, we see your shit. You just mad about it. But let's go.
Taking America Back for God, Christian nationalism in the United States, where these two use the term Christian nationalism, which they claim had not really been used in a work of this magnitude before, and they use it to examine several empirical claims to see the scope of Christian nationalism in America. And so I thought to myself, this is the most, they claim it's the most comprehensive work to date on Christian nationalism. It would behoove me to go ahead and read what these two gentlemen define as Christian nationalism. And they offer a series of definitions. They offer two, actually. One in the beginning of the book and the other as they're going on and explain their methodology. And I'll read both of them to you. So in the preface, they define Christian nationalism as this.
Okay. He can read. Just being an asshole. Let's go.
Say, we mean Christian nationalism to describe an ideology that idolizes and advocates a fusion of American civic life with a particular type of Christian identity and culture. We use Christian here in a specific sense. We are not referring to doctrinal orthodoxy or personal piety. In fact, we find some Christian nationalists can be quite secular.
Okay, that still doesn't stop people from claiming this shit. Like, for real, you gonna really just go to the book, even though it is literally saying that people are using religion as a shield to shield them from criticism.
Rather, the explicit ideological content of Christian nationalism comprises beliefs about historical identity, cultural preeminence, and political influence. But just as important, it also contains ideological content that is often implicit. This includes...
Oh, okay. It's just like hard to sit back and just listen to this shit where he's just throwing cover for racists. But let's go.
Symbols, boundaries that include conceptually blur lines and conflate religion and identity, Christian, preferably Protestant, in race, white, nativity, and so on and so forth. This is the first definition. So Christian nationalism for these guys is not a single idea. It's rather a constellation of ideas, some of which go towards politics, some of which go towards nativism, some of which go towards race. Now, they expand upon this a little bit more in the second definition. They say the following here. They say, simply put, Christian nationalism is a cultural framework, a collection of myths, traditions, symbols, narratives, and value systems that idolizes and advocates a fusion of Christianity with American civic life.
And yeah, we also saw that with Nazis. Did they replace strictly Christian, did they replace strictly Christian with some Aryan type living something or all that other bullshit fake ass occult fantasy? Of course, but that doesn't mean that it's any less harmful. But let's let him continue.
But the Christianity of Christian nationalists is of a particular sort. We do not mean Christianity here as a general meta-category, including all expressions of Orthodox Christian theology, nor will we use such terms as evangelism or white conservative Protestantism, to the extent that these represent certain theological interpretive positions, as synonyms for Christian nationalism. On the contrary, the Christianity of Christian nationalism represents something more than religion. As we will show, it includes assumptions of nativism, white supremacy, patriarchy, and heteronormativity.
Yeah, this sounds like a really accurate description of what Christian nationalists are. And I don't see what the problem is of this. And even in practice, we see this with these Christian nationalists. This isn't something that is just out the blue that, oh no, they're doing, and now no, this shit is actually in practice of what they're doing. If Marjorie Taylor Greene, if fucking Lauren Boebert really thought they were Christian nationalists, then they will be in the fucking kitchen making me my motherfucking sandwich. But no, they're not. They're just Christian authoritarians. But let's go.
Along with divine sanction for authoritarian control and militarism. Now, my friends, if you were confused by that definition that you just, or those two definitions I just read out to you, I don't blame you. Not only is my voice hoarse, but also the definitions themselves make no sense. So they're not. That fact is not helping my voice.
No. They make sense. They make sense. What's happening is people are using the identity Christian as a way of saying, well, don't criticize me, because criticizing me when I say I'm a Christian nationalist is criticizing my religion. That's all this shit is. That's all it is. Because what they're trying to do is use the term Christian as a shield. And we see it all the time. We see this shit all the time. Of these people who are using Christianity as a shield when they really want to do fucked up things. But let's go.
Excuse me. But this is the core point, my friends. You don't have, it's almost impossible, actually it is impossible to have a coherent ideology that does not have a foundational ethos. The key question that arises from both of these definitions is what constitutes a Christian nationalist when the views of Christian nationalism have so much overlap, or in some of the views have so much overlap with different ideas. Indeed.
And mind you, this is the type of person that would, what do you mean? Socialism means this. Well, socialism has several different meanings and several different parts to it. No. It means this. No, it's that one rule for me, and I'm making an exception when it comes to the shit that I feel is valid versus the shit that other people feel is valid. Don't trust these motherfuckers, because what happens is it's all about getting power, getting recognition. And I'm sorry, Christian, if Christian nationalists head their way, you will be lined up right along the rest of us, because you don't exactly claim yourself as straight, dog. And, you got the skin confliction. Because you're black. No, okay, let's go.
As these two gentlemen said, that they're not going to be addressing white Protestant evangelicals. Why would they even mention that? Because some of the beliefs of Protestant evangelicals, I'm not going to use the word white because that's a completely nonsense term, there's not really, someone's color does not relate to their beliefs. That's just...
I have a few people that would disagree with you. Did he just say someone's skin color does not equal to their beliefs? I mean, we have a lot of people that would disagree with you. And this is what I mean. People like him. So, if you didn't know, this motherfucker is one of the Gothic simpletons. And basically, they feel that, no, there's no racism because reasons. And the only real racism is the racism they get from black folks who don't want to believe their bullshit. And I'm going to have to disagree with you. As much as I say that, hey, you shouldn't use the shit that happened to your race as a reason to hate people, there is a good motherfucking reason why you should not ignore racism and not ignore what happened to the different cultures in this country and across the globe, just because people felt that their race was better than one other person's. But, reasons and shit like that, right? Well, let's go.
Nonsense. But inherently does not. But especially their spiritual beliefs. But evangelical Protestantism.
But evangelical Protestantism is something that was extremely racist. They literally came over here and said that, oh yeah, because these people are less developed, we think that they're less than them. So here, what was that? Jesse Waters even said it. We won this land on the back of conquest. In smallpox. I can't make this shit up, but let's go.
May share some foundational beliefs about the nation of America that Christian nationalism may have, in the sense that evangelical Protestantism in many cases does affirm that America is foundationally Christian.
And they're fucking wrong. And when they say Christian, do they mean Christians that African Christians? No, they don't mean African Christians. Do they say, I don't know, Catholics or people that are in South America, Catholics? Do they welcome them with open arms? No, they mean white evangelical Christians. We have the playbook, dog. You can't see. I guess people like him actually believe that people don't see the other shit that goes on. It's the reason why I played that Marjorie Taylor Greene video before we started. But let's continue.
These two gentlemen, in their book, quote Pastor Robert Jeffries, who was one of Trump's spiritual advisors on his evangelical council, who has said that that America itself was foundational and the founders had a preference to Christianity. Now, whether you agree with Jeffries' theory or not.
See, and this is the shit that's really, really fucking toxic. No, they weren't Christian. They were actually deists. A lot of the founding fathers were deists. Now, there were some that were strictly Christian, but a lot of them were deists. They were deists. And the fact that you are willingly being obtuse about this shit lets us know that dog, you just want to actually just seem like you want to kind of clout that shit. Just like you're trying to clout it, you don't understand the reason of the definition. But you do. You want to make your racist ass audience, your bigoted ass audience feel okay about the fact that, yo, we may actually have some racial issues we need to hang up. And I'm not just saying for the white people in this audience too. You have some black folks in this audience that really need to deal with some shit. Well, let's go.
Personally, I take issue with it, even though I am a Christian myself, but that's besides the point.
Oh, wait, you're a Christian? I had known this. What the fuck? Okay, let's go.
Whether you agree with his theory or not, these two gentlemen tried to loop him in to the Christian nationalist crowd by saying that he has Christian nationalist views by believing that America is foundationally Christian. So what's the difference between an evangelical that believes America is foundationally Christian and a Christian nationalist that believes the same thing? Well, according to these two, Christian nationalists can be secular, and while an evangelical may profess the doctrine, Christian nationalists don't necessarily do that. We're getting into more issues here. Also, what's the difference, when asked, between Christian nationalism and theocracy? Well, these two gentlemen pose two things. Number one...
So, he's upset, kind of, that people are equating Christian nationalists to being white supremacists. But, like, yeah, that's the fuck we see. And I'm sorry if... Because I know that there are people in my audience that come to my channel and be like, but you said the wrong thing the way I don't like it. And I tell them first to suck my dick. Secondly, yeah, fuck them. Like, fuck them, like, for real. And they're being purposely obtuse. And what my thing is, if they don't feel that the prescriptions that these Christian nationalists are going for would be detrimental to them, why don't they trade the place? Would they trade the place of the people who these Christian nationalists will target? We know they won't, but they will pretend like, oh no, it's fine, there's nothing wrong, it's all good, it's all fine. No, it's not. No, the fuck it's not. But let's continue.
Theocracy would rather have like a priest or a clergy member in office, but rather Christian nationalism, in contrast, will want to have a secular person because they don't necessarily care about having a religious leader in office. Interesting.
No, but then they deify that secular person. Like, we're not gonna sit back and pretend to lie like Iran isn't like a Muslim nationalist nation, even though they have a president. The fucking religious leader, and it skips skips on line right now that their religious leader has more power than the president. They do, even though they have a president. But you know, reasons, right? Because I'm just gonna say it like this: it's convenient to say, "Oh no, we're not a theocracy," even though, because we have somebody who's head of state that is head of state. But do they make a move without the big religious leader? Well, no, they still have to consult them. Then they're not head of state; they're figurehead. But no. That's not what happens in reasons and shit like that. That's of course what happens. But let's go.
Isn't it? Very weird. And the second distinction between theocracy and Christian nationalism, according to these two, according to Andrew and according to Samuel, is that theocrats believe laws should be inspired by the divine, whereas Christian nationalists don't mind secular governance. So what exactly makes Christian nationalism Christian? These are the philosophical questions you got to answer to get to the bottom of these things. The truth is, it's not. And these two admit that. They admit this is not Christian in the essential sense.
They are correct. It is not Christian in, oh, we need to prove that we're Christian. No, they're using Christianity as a shield. That is what they're doing. And stop acting so obtruse about it. You know they're using Christianity as a shield. You know that's what that is. But let's go.
That it's orthodoxy and it's praising Jesus, but rather it's Christian in the symbolic sense. But I would argue that using the word Christian as a proxy for symbolism and images is a desolation of that term. It is a misuse of that term.
And yet, these people are actually saying it. These people are actually saying it. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, sure, dog. Sure. I just can't, but let's go.
These two, who have done the most comprehensive study of Christian nationalism currently in academia right now, have defined it. Christian nationalism is utter nonsense. They are using the word of Christianity and the name of Christianity to describe a phenomenon that is only not Christian in essence. It's not even Christian in practice. It's not even Christian in image. It's not Christian at all. It's solely a matter of aesthetics.
But they feel that they should actually do it. They feel that they should actually jump on that, oh, this is Christian, because it gives them the cover for the shit that they're trying to do. And you're failing to realize that. And no, you're not failing to realize this. You know that's what they're doing. You know that's what they're doing. Because in the end, when they say, oh, it's a Christian nationalist nation, and you actually get things where, because of the sex and violence and murder in the Bible gets banned out of these schools, and you see how it's like, oh, wait, no, that rule shouldn't apply for us. They're using the shield of Christianity in order to motherfucking cover their ass. If they just came out and said, well, yeah, this is Nazi ideology, people will be less inclined to believe the shit. But let's go.
Let's say we were to take this idea seriously. There's several problems with this kind of definition. As I mentioned before, this idea of Christian nationalism has no foundational ethos. And an idea...
Besides the fact that they're saying it, they're claiming the shit. This is not just coming out of anywhere. People are claiming the shit. Nick Fuentes, he claims the shit. He's a Christian, he's a nationalist. And he also ties in the fact that he's a Nazi. We have video of this shit. But let's go.
Does not have a foundational ethos, has no line of demarcation. Therefore, anything and everything you want that idea to represent, it can represent. Which is why when they mention patriarchy and white supremacy and heteronormativity,
it's just so fucking telling to me where, like, gay Republicans want to mention heteronormativity. Like, it's so fucking telling to me, because they know if it was outed more that they weren't straight, that they will be the target of the same bigoted policies that they see other people are under. And it's like not a specific knock against him being gay. As a matter of fact, I don't care. Dude, let your freak flag fly. But you know when they find out that you are not all the way straight, they're going to be coming for you. No matter. Look at Dave Rubin. Look at Dave Rubin. That motherfucker is wholly sold out to the right wing. He said he wants to get himself a family. He wants to grow a family with his husband, with the person he loves. And people turned on him. All because they feel that they should be able to tell somebody how to live their fucking life. But let's go.
Actually ask yourself, what does this have to do with a spiritual ideology? But the truth is, if there's no ethos, no clear idea of what this ideology is, they can loop whatever ideology they want to into this vessel, into this linguistic term. The truth is, my friends, Christian nationalism is an all-purpose tool which has a similar function as that of a syllogism, but with less structure and less utility, by which you can put anything into that tool and you can try to pump out anything you want to, as long as those things adhere to the principles of that tool. So for example, with a syllogism, if I say all dogs are white, Jack is a dog, therefore Jack is white.
It'd be different, dog, if they weren't claiming this shit. People who are going for this Christian nationalist bullshit are literally claiming, I'm a Christian nationalist. Here, I'm a Christian nationalist. We literally have Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that shit. It wasn't, and like, look. This video right here came out on June the 6th. That interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene, when did I pull that from? It is literally here. Let's see, history. Go back to my history. July the 26th. A month after he made this dumbass video. She came out there, and I'm pretty sure she was saying that shit way before that too. But no, they're just trying to pin it on Christians. Fuck out of here.
That is a perfectly logical statement which coheres to the syllogism, but it is factually incorrect, and in the laws of logic we would say that it is unsound. But the syllogism can make anything make sense within its parameters. Similarly, Christian nationalism can make decidedly non-Christian ideas, which have no relation to each other, make sense because it has defined them within this confined world created and cooked up by sociologists.
Again, when Marjorie Taylor Greene said that she was a Christian nationalist, I doubt she's actually read sociologist papers. I just take it as like me probably doubting. Press F to doubt, right? Press F to doubt. But let's go.
This is conceptual distortion. This is manipulation at the highest degree, and yet these two use
manipulation. All right, let's go.
These definitions to inform an empirical study. And empirics, as we understand, is meant to observe the natural world by which is governed by objective truth. And yet these two, in their analysis, eschew objective truth. They don't even define a coherent ideology, which must have an ethos.
I mean, like, he's so indignant about this. Little man, why are you so indignant about it? We know what it is, man. Like, dude, like, you are so indignant about this. We see the shit. We see the Marjorie Taylor Greenes. We see the Lauren Boeberts. We see the fucking, we see the, Stephen Anderson. We see this shit. But of course, those are not real Christians because they say the quiet part out loud. Like, the fuck? That's what it all equates to. They're not real Christians because they say the quiet part out loud. Well, let's go.
And they don't even satisfy the essential Christian nature of this ideology, which would be assumed by hearing the name Christian nationalism. And I'll even give you one more. These two also say in the book, they don't even mean nationalism. They mean nationism. They mean politically conservative, identity-based Christianity when they refer to nationalism.
Again, where is the problem? Like, we see what's going on, dog. Where is the fucking problem? But, all right, let's go. Because reasons, I guess.
They don't actually mean the term nationalism. So not only is Christian nationalism not Christian, in essence or definition, or even a little bit.
Does he realize that the reason why people say it's not just Christians because there are people that have a God belief that aren't as fucking crazy as these Christian theocratical nationalists? Like, he has to realize that, right? He has to realize that. But I guess let's go.
It's also not nationalistic. So you have a deceptive term being touted around by media darlings because a few academics managed to cook it up in their laboratories of untruth. We have more problems with ideas like this. So
tell us what those problems are. Come on, tell us what the problems are. Let's go.
Christian nationalism imposes upon people who may have otherwise legitimate beliefs, even if the beliefs are wrong, a mark of radicalism. It says people who share this kind of belief that America is foundationally Christian are radical, and they're representative of this kind of broader, evil, vicious ideology.
I mean, like, it's not like we don't have the, Sixth Amendment, Article 6 in the Constitution that says we don't have any religious tests, or we don't have the First Amendment or the Treaty of Tripoli, which treaties are treated as only second to the Constitution to say, no, this is not a Christian nation. It's not like we don't have that shit, but because reasons, and his feelings hurt because Christian. Oh God, that just makes no sense because his name is literally Christian. But let's go.
Which makes it easier for people like Tara Setmeyer in The View and her compatriots in The View to write off people whom they disagree with. Once again, this is a product of an insincere, incorrect, philosophically dead idea, which
you fighting The View, dog. You fighting The View. I just don't know. Okay, let's go.
Has been cooked together by people who seemingly have no adherence to the truth. And so by lacking internal consistency, because again, my critiques focus on this one thing, there's no internally consistent definition of what Christian nationalism is. By lacking internal consistency, it allows Christian nationalism to be this all-purpose tool by which anything can make sense so long as it's defined within this subjectivist parameters.
Everything is subjective parameter. These people say that they're Christian, and all they want to do is do this. They want to be this way. Like, we literally have what they're saying, dog. But sure, yeah, let's go.
So what's the point? My friends, not only is Christian nationalism a slur, as a term, as a definition, it makes no sense. Not only because it's not Christian, we've established that, but because in this definition, it's not even referring to Christian orthodoxy or the divinity of Christ, it's referring rather to images and symbology.
So your problem is that it's not saying that Jesus came and founded the United States, but the fact that people are using their Christianity as a shield. Yeah, dog. Okay. Shit. Sure. Let's go.
And not only is it not nationalistic, it's referring to a certain strain of what these people call conservatism, which again, I would push back on. So not only is this term deceitful, not only is it not Christian, it is being used to slander people who have ideas that are worth engaging, or may not be worth engaging, but you never know that if you use this definition, and to cast them off. And what happens when this happens? What happens is we don't engage with the truth, and we engage with a caricature of our ideological foes or our potential ideological allies, and we don't understand the nature of things. And if a person who does not understand the nature of things is someone who is woefully ignorant.
I understand the nature of shit. I understand that you're carrying water for people that would rather see you dead. They would rather see you dead because not only are you black, but you're not straight. And I get how enticing it will be to gain power, but you're gonna be lined up right along the rest of us. You're gonna be they gonna make you not be you, either one way or the other, right along with the rest of us. You're not gonna be called one of the good ones. You're not gonna be seen out as no motherfucker. It's gonna be last one in, first one out. But you can't tell people like this that. Because they're going to say, no, they believe in the principles. They are using you as a tool. You are a useful idiot. And the more you motherfuckers do understand that, like, I'm not saying that you have to have the same leftist beliefs that I do. I'm not saying that you have to 100% agree with the shit that I agree with. But I will tell you that you are fostering your own fucking destruction. Because if these people win, no matter how much money you done banked up for being on their side, how much clout or attention, when it's time for you to go bye-bye, they're not going to check your voter registration card. They're not going to say, oh, yeah, he's a Republican, so no, this one is fine. They going to come for your ass too. And I wish I wish a motherfucker would see that, but you don't, and that's fine. And yeah, no, I don't know what else to tell you, but yeah. Anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe. I don't know what to say, but yeah, maybe not go for the people that want to see you dead because of your identity. And cut the segment here. I'm mad because I didn't record that segment. I started before I recorded. I'm gonna cut it out later. Anyway. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. So it's a reason why I'm doing this particular art right now. And you know, I really want to do this because um it's just one of those things where it's I realized like I really enjoy the old Dragon Ball art. The old Dragon Ball art was just like spiky and it wasn't smooth and all the other type of shit. It was just like it was just one of those things where it's just like a lot of people actually, it's one of the reasons why so many people got into the show. And it's, I just enjoy it so much. Wait, what I do? So yeah, if you see me actually just working on Dragon Ball art, because like it's some other art that I want to actually work on from that time period of when I first started doing art and started drawing. Um, and for me, it's been hard actually going back and finding that art. Just to give y'all some heads up. So I'm gonna show you how the art was and what I changed it to be. I don't think I have that other one. So this was like one that I did a while ago, and ironically, the picture that I saw, I thought it was Gohan. I mean, I thought it was Trunks. Yeah, I thought that was Goku, and I knew this was Goku, but I realized it was Gohan. And the face, if you can't look at it, is kind of wonky. And Trunks' face was actually was really so much better. This was actually another one that I had where Goku's face was wonky right here. Gohan, which I realize now is Gohan's face, was a lot better, and I actually had the contrast of the orange and the yellow, and I actually really liked that. And like Trunks' face in the back was kind of like wonky. I don't know what I did with this one, but it's just me just going back and working on the improvement of my art. Can I find it? I know I pulled it out. Alright, yeah, I got it here. Like, this is some of the art that I have, and I don't put it out because I've known I've gotten better recently. Well, I get better all the time. We the best! But when it comes to, I don't trace. I've actually never traced. The one time recently that I can remember that I've traced is I've actually had a friend's photo that I printed out that I actually traced. But like shit like this, like I love this Percy Jackson one. This is from the book The Lightning Thief. Yeah. This is actually some Sailor Moon that I created. I actually like this one. The it's just like I don't like the color pencils of it, but it's just like something that I've actually done. I came up with the pictures myself and the faces, and I need to like kind of change it and do better and shit like this versus this one. Azula, and these are the three that I had before. I think I'm gonna work on a redo of this one. This is already a redo of the one that I already did, but I'm gonna work on that one after I finish this one. And I have another piece that I have lined up. So it's just some. This is me actually practicing on my art, practicing on my color, and yeah, I fucking have to, right? But anyway. Let's see. Let's do something. All right. So all right. We're gonna actually do something a little bit different. All right. So I need you guys to follow along with me. We're gonna work on something a little bit different. We're gonna actually go over somebody's journey down the fucking the pipeline, the red pill pipeline type shit. And I don't know with this one, right? I don't know with this one, and some of it is gonna be a little cringy, some of it's gonna be a little fucked up, and bear with me on this, guys. We're gonna actually kind of like go through this, and we're gonna see how somebody may be affected by the pipeline that they go down. Also, maybe very, very grifty about shit. And I need y'all to follow along with me on this one. This may actually take a while. So let's go. And so I've always wondered what can actually make somebody go along against their own like self-interest. What will make somebody just say like, oh no, I'm going to be this even though that group X hates me. And well, if you didn't know, and the clip is going to come out in a couple days, I did a video for this chick who has this self-styled or fresh and fit style type of podcast. And this is a shit that kind of like, this is like you can just see this shit in real time. And so let's actually listen to this shit, shall we?
Titled Why Women Say I Hate Men. And, you know, being that I react to manosphere content, I feel like it's only fair to react to both sides. Before I start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell.
So, she's already started down this thing where she's reacting to manosphere content. And, like, sometimes your brain is on, this is your brain on drugs type shit. But let's go.
Okay. Why women say I hate men.
I hate.
Okay, before I start, this is just my analysis. This woman, like, what I've found is the women that are, like, usually the most angry and I hate men are the ones that are, like, cute.
So, off the bat, this just sounds a lot like jealousy. So what is she cute? Like, that doesn't mean shit that, like, she doesn't get harassed. I'm cute too. Fucking handsome. Bitch, I'm adorable. 10 points if you know where that's from. And I get harassed by women all the time. Oh, Crimson, can you sit on my face? Oh, Crimson, can you taste my cream? Oh, Crimson, please, please, please give me more orgasms. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter. And yeah, do some people that look conventionally attractive, do they sound like shitty people sometimes? Fucking of course. That's the nature of, I don't know, have you met people before? But let's go.
Like, attractive, slightly above average, because they typically go for, like, the top tier guys and get treated, like, poorly by them.
Men. And when I say that, obviously it's a given that not all men are the problem. However, it is a problem that almost all women have been by men in their lifetime.
Okay. So you're gonna hear some people you're gonna hear the cut out of certain words. Now, I've watched some of this video and like it is as cringy as you guys think it is. It is. It is as cringy as you guys think it is. And I'm not gonna excuse that. I'm definitely not gonna excuse that because I just have just like I have some issues with the people that I respond to. I also have issues with people that may say some stupid shit in the video. I take, like Lord of Patriarchy's mother, I take all comers.
Hi guys, as serious of a topic as this is, I'm going to try and keep it lighthearted because this is for us, ladies. And we go through some sad shit every single day, especially with everything going on in the news right now. News coming forth about with influencers. Our lives are sad enough as it is, right?
All right, let me turn this down just a little bit.
Now. So while this is a heavy topic, I want this to be a safe space for all of us to be able to vent and talk about our feelings and like a sleepover. But it just, you know, at one point or another in the sleepover, it gets a little bit intense, right? Like I said, this
is my problem with like friendships because I can already tell I vibe with this girl. I feel like we get along.
Wait, did she just say this is my problem with friendships? Wait, did she just say this is my problem with friendships? Oh no. No. All right, let's go.
I just know I'm about to disagree with everything that she says. I know. This is why I have problems.
This has been a hot topic all of our lives because we experience this. However, it seems like in the news and online and social media, or even people that we know personally, there's a lot of women coming forth about their and it breaks my heart so much. I was even one of those people who gained the courage to talk about these situations because other women were speaking about their situations. I kind of talked about it in my video about how I got out of an abusive relationship. I didn't go too in depth about it, but I am part of the 97%. And if you don't know what the 97% is, it's a study that was done in the UK that about 97% of women ages 18 to 24 have claimed that they have been at least once in their life.
Okay, so sexually harassed is a problem. Like, and I'm not gonna even sit back and lie. Well, men get sexually harassed too. Not to the extent that women do. Like, anybody who actually says that bullshit is looking for both sides. So yeah, we live in a fucking country and in like a fucking type of culture where it's okay to have women sexually harassed. Now, if it's a consenting person, if they're, like, hey, yo, this is, like shit, it's nothing wrong with flirt. But if you start to take it, flirting is sexual harassment, it's not. So guys, don't be confused. And God, okay. The fact of nuance is lost on so many people is just mind-boggling. But yeah, let's go.
Which is so incredibly sad considering that majority of my audience is women ages 18 to 24.
Okay, so a lot of men discount the statistic, and while I would say the numbers are probably overreported. Out of like my closest friends.
Okay, is the number saying that women are just dragged in an alley in SA? No, that's not what the numbers are saying. I need you to really understand that. That's not what the numbers are saying. Do they have to deal with a sex pest or two? I mean, like, is the sky, blue? Like, the fuck? Yeah. And that's a problem. You are not entitled to somebody's attention. Even though a lot of guys feel that they should be entitled, they should be entitled to your attention. You are not entitled to someone's attention. But let's go.
Friends, I would say more than half have had like some instance of sexual assault or where they were taken advantage of. So I wouldn't say it's 97%, but I think it's higher than the manosphere likes to believe.
I'm in no way happy at all about that number. I'm heartbroken. I'm sad. I feel triggered a lot of times when I do read stuff online, but I am happy that I feel a sense of unity and a sense of like power within numbers in this situation. So it makes me happy to know that I am really not alone with what I go through on a day-to-day basis as a woman.
Isn't it interesting how when something bad happens to you or something like, even if you do something bad, either or, not bad like sexual assault, but I meant like, okay, if you fail a test, like the worst feeling is being like you're the only one that failed. But if everyone failed, you're like not as mad for some reason.
As well as
yeah, because it's covered. Still, like Why would you equate this to failing a fucking test? Oh my god, we're talking about your autonomy as a person not being valid to some people. That's not a test, dog. It's okay. All right, let's go.
What has happened to me many years ago. I also wanted to talk about the stupid, dumb-ass phrase that is not all men, and what I mean when I say I hate men. I hate the term not all men because
And so here's where we have the problem. This is exactly where we have the problem. Now, I will say this. I will fucking say this. And this is not me being a white knight or some shit, whatever. I hate it when people, regardless for whatever reason, say, well, if you don't stand up for the way I want you to stand up for, then you're part of the problem. Or they say, well,
animals are innocent. Don't.
Thank you for that. Thank you. What was it? A join or a follow? Thank you. But like, it's these people who sit back and say like, oh no, it's crab bullies. That's all it is. It's just fucking crab bullies. And I hate crab bullies because in the end, you can plead your case without saying, well, if you're not doing exactly the way I want you to do it, then you're a problem. Like, no, you can plead your case without doing that. I fucking do it all the time. But let's go.
Because it diminishes when a woman talks about her experiences of what she went through. I also want to note very quickly, I should have said this in the beginning.
But this is why I don't like that phrase. It's because I know people that say I hate women because there are women that falsely accuse men of sexual assault. There are women that don't let dads see their kids. There are women that divorce their husband and take all their money. There are women that...
It's starting. No, but it's not just a woman thing. They are literally just shit people. It doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman. And this is like, unlike what these red pills would actually say, it's literally people being just shit. Like, I don't get that part. Yes, there are women who do that shit because they like to motherfucking control power. And for you guys, like, stop thinking that it's just built inside of a woman's DNA to be cruel to you guys. Like, nobody wants to do that. That's not a thing. Like, no, like, it's, oh God. Like, if you think women, I would say if you think women are that cruel, don't spend time with them. But these motherfuckers wouldn't spend time with. All right, let's go.
Like, there are women that do all of that stuff, and I wouldn't be cool with a guy saying I hate women. So,
but when I say women,
but I understand what she's saying when she says, like, if someone's telling you this story of like being harassed or whatever, that if you're that guy that has to chime in and insert your political opinions, like, it's annoying. I get what she's saying.
This does not just include cisgender women. This is inclusive of all women. If your feminism is not intersectional,
well, at least she's not a TERF. Yay, woohoo. Sorry, okay, let's go.
and involving all different types of women, then your feminism is no good. I hate the term not all men because, quite frankly, in a lot of women's experiences, it is all men in one way or another. I hate the term.
But the thing is,
how? Okay, how is it all men? How is it? You going to tell us? Great, you're going to tell us. Like, cool. Okay. All right, oh God, well, let's go.
So I'm gonna wait.
Not all men, because in the eyes of a woman who has been, it is all men because they have not had the luxury of encountering a man who has defended them in these situations.
Okay, so the actual phrase it says right here, watch this, and I'm gonna blow it up just a little bit bigger. Not to mention, for our safety, we often assume that any man can hurt us because of how often it happens. We are always prepared and ready for it to be any man, which is actually true. Like, seriously, it's like the black people's belief of the police. Like, they have none. They have no faith in the police. And I'm not going to actually discount that. As a friend to a lot of women, a brother to and a son to women, and a father to a young woman, like, they have a fear that is justified because there's so many people that are entitled. And, like, to say that it's not justified is, it's doing what she's accusing you of. And I'm sorry, like, no, it's really justified. I do have women friends who have been victims of sexual harassment, SA, and even rape. It is not cool. You shouldn't have to actually deal with that shit because some dumbass thinks that they can take advantage of you. But let's go. Oh shit. Let's go.
Has stood up to them, has not associated themselves with men who have women or catcalled or whatever else. Catcalling is a form of course. However,
no, it's not. Oh, and this is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Let me actually be very, 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 very particular with what I'm saying. If you think that saying, "Hey, baby, what do you want?" come, shit like that, and you're derogatory and you're persistent with it instead of actually trying to address the woman in a way, and like, first, nobody owes you to give you their attention, but like, no, if you're just trying to get to know somebody and you actually approach them like a person instead of, a possible sex toy that you can get off to, it still can be considered catcalling. But just have a big fuck off sign on your face, like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, it's just like that. Like, some people just don't want to be bothered in public. I get that. Fuck, I barely want to be bothered not in public, except for when I have some young lady touching my naughty bits and like sitting on my face. Anyway, let's get back to the subject.
However, a lot of people fail to see that. Oh my god, I've never a woman, when in reality they just catcalled someone 10 minutes ago. I think additionally, it should just be a given that when I say I hate men, that I am not saying all men. When I'm speaking,
But like, what percentage of men are you?
Now, mind you. Okay. So she said when I'm not. First, she just contradicted herself, but then she actually said, well, at first it's all men, then it wasn't. Then it wasn't all men. Which one is it? I don't need a percentage. Fuck a percentage. Just say, I need to make decisions based on the people that I interact with. If you don't want to do that, then you sound like a bigot, dog. You sound like a bigot. Fuck percentages. But let's go.
You talking about? In all seriousness, like, what percentage of men do you think are bad? Because I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but I know it's like 2 or 3%, like less than 5% of men that commit all of these crimes. Like, it's not the majority of men. So obviously.
And so here's the thing about that. And God, I just because something isn't listed as a crime doesn't mean that it's not a social faux pas. It doesn't mean that it's not harassment. It hasn't reached to the level of criminal intent. And no, that is literally a thing. You just because something isn't a crime doesn't mean that it can't be harmful. That those things happen. God, I'm almost finished with their hair. Fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go.
Obviously, if you're going to categorize all men into this scenario, like.
By the way, while we're listening to this shit, don't forget to, if you're watching on Twitch, follow on YouTube, like all that other good shit. Like, help out the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. It'll get this video seen by more people. But let's go. Oh, say something in the chat.
They're going to feel some type of way.
about my experience, and I'm saying.
And this is coming from someone, like, I've been sexually assaulted. I pressed charges and I won. And, like, I'm still not going to come out and bash guys like a lot of these girls do. And I understand, like, why they feel that way, because when you've had, like, a certain experience, that's how you start to view the world. But I don't know. I don't like that phrase.
Men did this or men do that. I'm not speaking for every single man, and that should be picked up on. If it's not, I don't know how you got through English class in middle school. Men love to generalize women. Men love white.
It's kind of what you're doing right now. You're doing the thing that you're complaining about. And, like, again, fuck a percentage. Like, all right, I feel like this is like 2 against 1. Like, not me and the first responder responding to it. It's just like I have to respond to 2 pieces of dumb shit at the same time. But let's go.
They don't even call us women. They call us females. Men love to say that.
Wait. Who have you been around, dog? Like, what? Like, no. If you are a female and you want to be called a woman, then you're a woman. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. It's like, you are literally doing the meme. You're literally being that person who is like triggered by everything. Like, not everybody calls a woman a female or femoid. That's because that's what she really wants to share, and it's just like, it's just stupid. Come on, man. That's like somebody, a black person that has been racially hurt, calling every white person a saltine, like the fuck, or a Ritz. Like, come on, like that. You are really playing into the trap. You're playing into the trap of what they're trying to say leftists are. And I'm not even sure you're a leftist. You just are against most men because you feel that. All right, let's go.
Females wear too much makeup. Females always go after men with a lot of money. Females are always dramatic. But when we say, yeah, women get assaulted by men very often, not all men, it doesn't make any sense. And I want to give you.
But can't you be against both of those things?
And what Pearl is actually saying, yeah, you can't be against both of those things, but like, you have to like just call it out that you're generalizing. Just call that shit out. That's all you have to do. You just get called out that somebody is generalizing. All right, let's go.
Like, can't, and that's what I don't like. That, like, it's a whataboutism. So she's saying, oh, well, guys do this. Well, don't do either of those things.
Some examples where the not all men rhetoric did not even apply. When I was 14 years old, a freshman in high school, I had just broken up with my boyfriend of a week because I didn't like him very much. Him and all of his friends, a very large sum of the football team, decided to send me a dick pic. And guess what? I was made out to be the crazy person.
That's not something that you like. Who the hell just sends somebody a dick pic because they broke up with them? What person were you dating, man? Like, for real? I and like, I'm not shitting on her. She claimed she was 14, and I know that sounds bad, but you know what I mean. She said she was 14, but like, who are you fucking dating that they just feel that, hey, we're gonna send you a dick pic. We're gonna get our buddies and send you, like, the fuck? Like, is that what they're doing nowadays? I mean, like, I had to see my porn like any other red-blooded American in the 90s. Through the filter on Cinemax and HBO. Okay, I'm fucking. All right, let's go.
Person. Not one single one of those guys had stepped in and said, Nicole, you didn't do anything wrong. All of those boys decided that it was okay. A few years later, everyone went against me. When I at work, even when I was a minor, and the older men were the ones doing it. Not a single person had defended me, and instead I had a male manager tell me that it was my fault to grow up because this was the real world.
Okay, no, he was a piece of shit. He was a piece of shit. Like, you can say he was a piece of shit. Like, that's not, like, dude, like, oh my God, no. Like, he was a piece of shit. That's just a thing. He was a piece of shit. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's he can be a piece of shit. Like, they could be wrong. He could be wrong. Like, it wasn't because, you know, he was a man that he decided to do that. Like, for some reason in his chromosomes and shit like that. No, that's not what that's not what that was, man. Like, no, it was because the way he was socialized is not a it's not a the best way to put it. It's not an essentialist thing. It's not because, oh man, and because, man, he said some foul shit to me. Like, okay, yeah, no, that's not how that works, baby girl. That's not how it works.
Look, and this stuff happens more than men like realize. Like, there's stuff that happened to me when I was younger, like inappropriate things like older guys said to me, or like guys that hit on me when I was like 15, 16, 17, that I look back in hindsight was very creepy. So
yeah, that shit happens.
The manosphere underestimates how much like creepy instances, like having creepy minor instances happen to like young girls. For example,
yes, because we should stop fetishizing youth. We really should stop fetishizing youth. Youth is something a condition that we all have to go through. It is not something to be fetishized. But a lot of people fetishize it because they think that's one of the best. And, oh Lord, it was that guy who said that, maybe we should have 10-year-olds being able to be married. Yeah, and married wasn't the word to me. Oh, he used married, but he also meant something else. But let's go.
Example, I had a trainer that basically like waited till girls turned 18 to hit on them. So like he would hit on us when we were technically 18, but he was like married with kids and like trying to hook up with these 18-year-olds. Like stuff like that, it's not uncommon.
Even just a few days ago, I got a disgusting DM from someone, which was very clearly, and I decided to post it to show awareness and also to stick up for myself that I don't accept that kind of stuff just because I have a following. I got
Okay, yeah, that's kind of like fucked up, man. That's like really fucked up. Like, you should not be doing that shit. You should not be just sending somebody a fucking dick pic. Like, it's stupid. And no. Stop. Just because you follow somebody on TikTok or YouTube does not give you carte blanche. You know, I know a fancy French word of you know, being a dick or showing your dick. Well, let's go.
angry DMs from guys saying, why don't I give them attention? They're always nice to me. Why do I only give attention to the bad guys? And then, of course, a few.
And I actually don't agree with that like mindset. Like, people are attracted to who they're attracted to. You can't be mad someone's not attracted to you. And a lot of guys do, they do get mad.
Not all guys, though. Not all men. If it is.
Oh, okay, like, for real? Like, you really just gonna say that? It's just like that? Like, yeah, there are some people who feel that they're entitled to your opinion or your time, or there are some people who feel like they're entitled to you agreeing with them. That's just people. That's just people. But all right. I guess I look at it from the point of like, I think all people are bad, even though I'm a socialist and I want people to be better. I just think all people are bad and shit. Fuck. I know I'm not making a good plan for the socialist cause, but let's go.
It's not all men. What are you doing to ensure that? Are you disassociating from all the men in your life who women? Yes, that.
Okay, but like, ask women the same question. Do you disassociate with all the women that like have cheated on their boyfriends? You know.
Wait, why is she equating this to cheating on boyfriends? Like, would I disassociate myself from all men or women who don't respect people's consent? Yes. This is not cheating on boyfriends. This is disrespecting people's consent. Like, there is a very big difference. I don't know what to tell you. There is a difference in not paying attention to people's consent and cheating on your boyfriend. One, cheating is shit, and you should not cheat on your spouse or significant other. But that is very different from not respecting someone's consent. I'm sorry. That's very different. But let's go.
Seriously, like, I had a couple girls on my like volleyball team or basketball team that like cheated on their boyfriends. But I didn't stop like talking to them every day. It didn't have anything to do with me. They weren't like, I didn't keep them as like a close friend, but it just wasn't really my place.
Even goes for your friends who are derogatory towards women and catcall women, because I can assure you that most of you.
Okay. So this is a little bit what this young lady is saying is a little bit kind of like, it's that cry bully shit that you see people do. It's like, no, if you don't just like, there was actually a tweet recently where somebody says, if you use the word like stupid or idiot, you're being ableist. And it's just like, you just don't want people to be mean. That's not going to happen. I'm the victim of that myself. I literally do a lot of views of videos that I put on LeftTube. And what I got like blocked from is the fact that I said a creator wasn't good and I use cuss words. It's like, no, this person is just like shit. And like, I'm sorry, like, your deification of somebody just because they're on the left or they're part of your friend group doesn't mean shit. This is like one of the reasons why, you know, a group like BreadTube falls the fuck apart. Unlike people on the right who fall in lockstep on whoever they think is the most powerful. People on the left don't do that, but they are subject to still these same civility politics where they don't want to cause any problem. Crimson, I can see your scuba on your sword. What scuba? Suba on your sword. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means. Okay, but let's go.
Are not doing any of those things. I'm speaking to the men here, if there's any left in this video. And to my ladies, to my women, you have likely related to at least one thing I said in this video, which makes me so extremely sad. And
Yeah. And that's the part that the manosphere doesn't recognize always, that like most girls have had something creepy happen to them at some point.
also know I have a lot of younger viewers. I hope that if there's at least one thing I can do with my channel is to boost your confidence to take down this male-dominated world. I want you to kick ass in your life, okay? I want you to be strong in your feminine.
Oh, what? Oh, okay, okay. For the like the actual katanas that I have that are ornamental, or just like the shit that I've drawn. Because I still haven't gotten that shit yet. The katanas that I have, I actually have them put up behind the thing, and it'll take me a little bit of effort to bring it out. But I probably have them out next time I stream. I need another black because I'm running out of black. Yeah, I'll bring them out next time I'm streaming because they're actually put up, and it'll be just a lot for me to get them out. But I'll have them out next time I stream. And thank you about the picture, but let's go.
Feminism and not succumb to the internal misogyny that we are taught every single day. How do I do that, Nicole, you may be asking? Do not succumb to slut shaming. Do not slut shame yourself. Do not slut shame others.
Oh, no, fuck. The first thing that I can 100% agree with her on, never ever slut shame. Because okay, so here, this is gonna be me just being all of an ass. If you as a guy ever want somebody to touch a penis, you don't slut shame. You be concerned for people that spread STIs knowingly and willingly, but you never ever slut shame, because to you the sluts are the ones that know how to really hold the penis and enjoy the penis. It maybe help you enjoy your penis with you. Like the fuck, like no, some people just don't know how to do it, but never ever slut shame. Asshole. But I'm an asshole, but I'm actually being very, very truthful. But let's go.
I would give the opposite advice. Do not sleep around. It's not good for your mental health, and it's not good for the way the world views you.
See, and this is the shit that I'm talking about. No, the only people that would have an issue with you sleeping around are fucking losers that don't know how to, that can't have sex themselves. And okay, so here's the thing. As free and open as I am about sex, I do recognize that there are a lot of people who will shame a woman for sex, and they will high five a guy for it, which I don't understand why. Like, what do they expect the guys to be? Who do they expect these guys to be fucking themselves? Like, I mean, like, the incels can't go fuck themselves, but, like, who do they expect these guys to actually fuck? Like, you know, they are literally fucking women. That's what you want it to be, right? I'm just so lost by that. And, I don't know. I just don't get that part. I really don't get that part right there, but, yeah, maybe these incel guys can actually help me learn of who they supposed to be fucking, but maybe that's just me. But all right, let's go.
Like, I don't even want to talk about it too much, but it's not a good idea.
Here on this channel, we do not slut shame women or anyone. Unfortunately, something
Here on this channel, we do not slut shame women, men, MBs, or anybody else. Again, people who willingly spread STIs, that's a problem. Knowingly and willingly spread STIs, that's a problem. But why should I slut shame anybody? Man, shit. You want somebody to touch a penis, right? Somebody, please, please, please touch my pee. All right, let's go.
And I do agree that you shouldn't like go out of your way to like tell someone that what they're like doing is wrong, but like, I don't know. I would tell young girls to wait.
I had to learn growing up is that this is a man's world. Do I still believe that? No, I fully believe that it's my world. But I had to learn along the way that this world was designed for men in mind and to make men's lives amazing. And sometimes you may have to work so much harder than a man to get where you deserve to be in life. Get the recognition that you deserve.
Nobody deserves to be anywhere the product of your hard work, which you should actually still do hard work. It's also heavily influenced by luck. And yeah, nobody deserves to be anywhere. What you get is partially by your hard work, but it's very dictated by chance. And we have studies to prove this, and it's not discounting hard work. Lord knows it's not discounting hard work, because look at what I'm doing right now. I'm actually doing practice and shit like that. This isn't a talent that I actually just magically developed. It's something that did take me some while to learn. And so, yeah, reasons. But let's go.
But in order to get there, I had to learn how to put my foot down to get what I deserve. Literally, whether it's being technical and getting that raise that you deserve at work, or even demanding respect from the men in your life. Okay, so something that I've been experiencing a lot.
I will say that women in general could benefit from assertiveness training. I think I could benefit from assertiveness training. Like, I don't think women know what they want and how to ask for it a lot of the time.
Lately is tone policing. I just learned what that is. Women are often seen as cold, bitchy, rude, if they are anything besides.
But guys can.
So, this is actually true. Women are seen as cold or bitchy and shit like that. Like, this is like some of the part of that conversation I had with Dave. Dave actually tried to say that women aren't assertive. Like, it's this belief that for some reason that if a woman expresses herself in any way, what can be traditionally seen as masculine, then she has an issue. And I'm like, no, being assertive is just part of getting what you want. I mean, like, damn, like, dude, like, you don't, like, maybe I take my political views by the fucking reaction that, like, as a reaction to what I dated women, what I see in a lot of women that I date. It's like, I want a woman to be more assertive, especially if it's something in the bedroom. Tell me what you want. Be more communicative. I'm not going to shame you for it. I want a woman to, even outside the bedroom, be more assertive, because here's the thing. With us enjoying ourselves, be it sexually, be it emotionally, be it, physically, like not just sexually, physically, be more assertive, because here's the thing. Your enjoyment is my enjoyment. And if you're not enjoying yourself, have you ever been around somebody who are clearly not enjoying themselves, but they're just putting up with it? Like, no, you don't. That's not fun. And anybody who feels that shit is fun and just ignores people's feelings are just fucking losers. But all right, let's go.
Can be seen as assholes and douchebags. Like, I call guys douchebags all the time.
Bubbly and nice. I'm not a bitch for being serious. I am just that bitch. I don't think.
But
I'm not a bitch. No. It gives me who was that chick that was on Bill Maher's show that she was said she wasn't a witch? Like, no, fuck. Like, I that's one of my pet peeves as a person who is teaching a young lady how to be assertive, how to be forceful, how to be strong as an adult. I wish a motherfucker would tell my daughter, for asserting her own will, that she's being a bitch because, oh yeah, this you make me feel some kind of way because reasons. And it's like, no, motherfucker, step your game up. That's what I don't get about a lot of these red pill motherfuckers. They have no motherfucking game. And I don't mean in the sense of, oh yeah, no, I need to, seem like I'm, Chad or Tyrone or some shit. No, they don't know how to talk to people. And they just feel that They should just get a free pass for not improving themselves for a while. It didn't take me. It took me some practice. It took me some effort. I used to be a person who did not want to look people in the eye. I always used to question shit, but I never actually I didn't want to actually address people until I actually had to learn how to address people, how to be more vocal in my conversation. And now look at me, I can't fucking shut up. But a lot of these red pill guys, they don't want to take the time to do that. They just feel like, oh no, you should just be okay with me being an asshole. But let's continue.
I swear, some girls will be bitchy and then say that they're being tone police when they're literally just being bitchy.
I think I'm a bitch for demanding respect, for being serious. And I learned that I don't have to constantly be bubbly or crazy or extroverted just to make men feel more comfortable in this world. If you
Do you... This is what I don't understand. Like, you realize being like bubbly, friendly, extroverted, that makes women feel more comfortable too. Like, I like girls better.
No. That's what people with socialized women to actually feel. She is right with that. And the fact that you can't see that a woman can just be the fuck she is, and it shouldn't have to please everybody in the way that they expect her to be. That's your problem. Like, I am telling you guys this. There are, and I know the community that I come from, and I know this isn't indicative of the community that I come from, but do you know it's easier? It is so much easier for a man to claim to be an atheist than a woman. A woman, she has to be spiritual, or she has to kind of believe, but she doesn't know. Like, it is easier for a woman to be spiritual than to just come out and say, well, I'm an atheist. And it's just this expectation that we place on women to be smarter or more emotional and lean into that emotional bullshit. And it's just like, no, like, why would we put that on women? Like, that's just so fucking unbelievable. So unbelievable. But let's continue.
That are bubbly, extroverted, kind. Like, that's just people.
follow me on Instagram, you may have seen me talk about this in my Instagram stories. Go follow me on Instagram. Do it. I'm being assertive. I am working on using less exclamation points, especially.
Hold on, guys. I just... Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to talk to somebody and having this conversation. Give me a second. Almost finished. All right, let's go.
Especially in my emails, especially to men. I have noticed about myself that I use more exclamation points, especially in my emails to men, to seem happier and...
Sis, I'm not gonna lie, you're overthinking this.
But that's what she feels that she has to do because we've been socialized. She's been socialized to do this. Like, dude, this isn't just like, she's not just overthinking this. This is some shit that she's have felt that she has to do. But let's go.
I'm an excited person. I use explanation points. I don't know what to tell you.
Not as rude or not as bitchy. And even using words like if that makes sense or if that's okay or
Oh my gosh, I say if that makes sense a lot.
sorry to bother you. No.
And she is actually spelling it out. You are so missing it that she's spelling it out how she feels that she is motherfucking has to be conditions for this shit. But of course. But let's go.
No, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't care. I'm not doing.
And that's what I would say goes back to assertiveness training. Like, I don't think that's really because of men. I would say that's because you don't know how to communicate in an assertive way. I don't either. That's why I bet.
It's almost as if we teach women not to communicate in a certain way and be more passive and shit like that because reasons. Okay, let's go.
On this channel.
Yeah, and so I'm working on that and realizing that if other women aren't using exclamation points, that doesn't mean that they're angry. You do what makes you comfortable, but this is something that I'm working on for myself, at least. And maybe some of you will want to as well after watching this video. If you know me, then you probably know that interrupting me is probably one of my biggest pet peeves ever. I have cut.
Okay, fuck. I know I interrupt people all the fucking time. Like, what am I doing right now? Okay, but all right, let's go. All right, let's go. Oh shit! What did I just press? Here we go.
That's kind of what I do when you think about it. So this channel is as I interrupt people virtually. Oh my god.
Ties with someone in the past for interrupting me on a phone call. I hung up on them and I never talked to them ever again. I'm being so serious. This was also like many, many years ago, but still.
Okay, that is a little bit extreme. That's a little bit extreme. Now, there are people who I've had disagreements with and I've had to, like, put a kibosh on that conversation or that relationship. Yeah, I've had to do that. I'm like, no lie, no bullshit. Like, yeah, but like you said, I hung up on them and because they interrupted me, and I like that's kind of extreme. That's some, unless it's been a habitual history. If let's say we're her habitual line stepper, like that motherfucker Rich James, who's a habitual line stepper. You wrong. No, I was like, okay, let's go.
This is not me.
Okay, I'm a girl. And I think she's about to say this is not me being dramatic, but that seems a little dramatic to me, but
Recommending cutting ties with people if they interrupt you.
It's dramatic. It is dramatic. And it's not about being a girl or being like I said, like unless there has been a history of just like, the fuck you won't let me speak. I know I've been guilty of that, and I know I've had to just sit back and just like, yo, even though somebody's saying some shit that I find incredibly fucked up, I have to let them speak so they can fucking hang themselves with their own words. But still, like, yeah, no, that's, you don't know the nature of the conversation, you just know she did it. And I can't say what it was. I really can't. So I'm gonna just let back on the whole, maybe it was a history of something was going on and she just hung up. But let's go.
Okay.
However, I don't regret cutting off this person. But a man
okay,
see,
maybe.
that's the thing. There it goes.
Interrupts you because I promise you, they do that a lot. I like to practice using these statements, which has been mind-blowing. I will tell a man straight up and be like, I wasn't finished talking. Don't interrupt me. I didn't finish my sentence yet. It's
yes!
not rude.
That's what you do! That's the fuck you do! Yes! Yes, that's what you do. I'm sorry. That's the fuck you do. Okay, let's go.
It's the truth. They're rude, okay? We need to stop feeling sorry for taking up space in this world.
I think this is just another way to say assertiveness training. That's fine.
Because it's just as much ours as theirs. Something that you'll experience 100% in college, especially when there's discussions going around or lecture halls, is you will say something and then another student will raise their hand and he will say the exact same thing that you said, but just rephrase it. Use statements like, I already said that. Because guess what, bitch? You already did say that. You said it first, and probably better. I think what I'm...
Okay. So I'm being a little bit of an asshole because I know this. And it's not just women who have to deal with this bullshit. It's not just women who have to deal with this bullshit. There are certain demographics of people that you're like, yo. And I actually work in customer service. And surprisingly surprised, if people think that you're in a lesser position in life than they are, and they know better because they're on the phone asking you for help, and they want to tell you your job more. it's a people thing. Like, it's a people thing. I will have to say that it's a people thing, and I will say that like sometimes people are just shit, and I find myself in a lot of cases just be like, I just said that, right? So it was funny enough. It was this guy that I had on the phone that I literally just had to say like, I had to break out the crayons for him. Like I literally had the crayons. He said something. I was like, oh, so it's this. No, it wasn't that. And then repeats back what I just told him. Like I literally had to break the crayons out for him, and it was just hilarious because it was just like, no, motherfucker, you need to listen to what the fuck I'm telling you. And yeah, that was a thing that happened. But let's go.
Damn. I'm just imagining her in class and someone raising their hand and having like a similar point to her and her turning. Oh my gosh. I'm too nice. I wouldn't do
I'm trying to learn
that.
more is that I don't have to apologize for existing, taking up space, being smart, being serious in this world. Also, one of my favorite
Nobody's saying you have to.
Oh. Yes, a lot of fucking incels do. They just think that a woman feels that she's too smart for them. Yes. Like, did she not watch the same incel shit that I watch? They say, females. Like, the fuck? Like, literally, they just be like, females don't know how they have it good. Because they can have the capability of being assaulted by men because they say no. Like it's like, ooh. Okay, so go look at the right-wing reaction to She-Hulk because it just came out versus some people that just may be centrist. Oh, she thinks she's better than a Hulk because she can control it. Like, have you not read the She-Hulk comics? Do you not know who She-Hulk is? Oh, look, the MCU, like, dude, like, oh no, like, I will hate to see if these motherfuckers ever realized there was something called the A-Team. Like, Sue Storm was literally one of the most powerful motherfucking beings in the universe because of her power. And she cheated on Reed with Namor because Reed is a fucking idiot. Like, all right. I'm just done with this. I'm just done. All right, let's go.
To use on a man is no. It's very powerful.
I'm trying to learn how to say no, like, better, more,
But you are actually agreeing with this shit. Like, for real. Oh my God. And this is again some of the same shit. Okay, let's go.
for me, it's not just men, it's like women
Once
too.
I have just established and started feeling like I am the badass woman that I know that I am, I started living a whole lot more confidently and powerfully, I like to think. And like I said, it definitely does not feel good to see that so many women have gone through something so traumatic. That is, but God, does it feel good to be able to know that you have a bunch of sisters all around the world who have experienced what you have. And so many that have been able to prosper and be happy afterwards. Which is why I think it's so important that if you feel comfortable sharing your story and you feel comfortable coming forth about it, that's why it is so important, because you never know who else could relate to you around and could really be touched by that, because there are so many powerful women out there who have shared their stories.
All right, so this is like the part of the feel good. And like, let's be honest, as creators, for those of you who create, we all do this shit. We all, go out with the motherfucking crazy thing and then try to come back and seem more reasonable. Except for me, like, usually it's just like, I always go on 10 for some reason and then never dial it back. I gotta fix that some way. All right, let's go.
And have influenced me to talk about topics like this even today. Here's a little snippet for my male viewers. If you're still here, I've been seeing some infographics go around on the internet lately about how you can make women feel safer in this world. I do think that those are great, but those are only great if men actually do those things, okay? So
Like
if you are a
what?
guy watching that,
Like, you could have at least put them out there and said it. Like, come on now, you want to reach out to the men and all this other good bullshit. Like, come on, like, put it out there. Like, show us lowly men, which I'm only half being kidding. There are some people that need instructions on how to deal with other people, and that's just sad. But you know, that okay. But let's go.
Listening to this, please take these tips into account and
Okay.
also share them with your other guy friends, or else these tips are kind of pointless. Here are some tips on how to make women feel more
Oh, Joy, this is okay. We're gonna have fun with this one. Let's go.
comfortable and safer in this world. I'm not going to go into the obvious, that is, don't women. Thank you.
Okay,
I also want
yeah.
to clarify that women don't want an apology out of men who have done nothing wrong. We're not.
I would do not. This is the one thing. If you have not done anything wrong, do not apologize.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this. So, I know this is gonna get me canceled from the left. I know it is because I know on my left. Guys. If you've done nothing wrong to a woman, and don't apologize for it. And I'm gonna say this. I understand we have a history of slavery. I understand we have a history of racism, Jim Crow, and all that other good shit. Don't be that white person that tries to apologize for slavery. Please don't. But like, let's go because this is getting a little bit long in the tooth.
Like, there's nothing that makes you seem weaker as a person if you're apologizing for something that your like group did.
Asking you to apologize for other men, that is the last thing that we want for you to do. I saw that circulating around as well, like men being like, I'm not going to apologize for something that I didn't do or my friends didn't do. We're not asking for an apology. We're asking you to hold others accountable as well as yourself. If you see a woman getting harassed or needing help, support her. Unfortunately, men will respect other men more than
I don't think it's that men respect other men more. I think some guys are literally afraid of getting their ass beat.
No, that's bullshit. There are men who will harass a woman until she say, "Oh, this is my guy, this is my boyfriend." That's why so many women say, "I have a boyfriend." But let's go.
And just be honest. Some guys are short and not strong. And if they see one guy that's bigger than them catcalling a girl, it's not like worth the trouble. You know what I mean? As sad as that is to say, like I've been catcalled before and it didn't really like do anything. Like I was fine, you know, I didn't get hurt. I don't think I would expect like a stranger to go up and like threaten some man I don't know that I can just walk away from over that. You can let me know if you disagree or agree in the comments.
women. Don't stay silent when you hear your peers, your family members, your good old buddy pals speak derogatory towards women. Doesn't matter if it's in person or behind closed doors. Of course, it's very important that you especially speak up if it's in person. But if you see it behind closed doors, it's a boys' night. Don't allow that shit to happen.
All right, so
you continue.
You can disagree with people. You can say shit. You can talk bad about people. But if it's just because they're a woman, then that's just stupid. But let's go.
Letting these conversations happen is perpetuating the idea that these things are okay. This is a tip for in person, but keep your distance away from women when you are walking at night. Cross the street if you can to be away from her. This was so crucial.
This is so fucking cringe. No. You're starting to treat every man as if they're monsters, and you're unironically feeding into the bullshit that a lot of these manosphere motherfuckers think that women feel and fear men. But let's go.
Actually, I know a lot of guys probably would disagree, but like I would agree with that because when you're a girl and you're walking alone at night, which isn't something I'd recommend, but at the same time, I used to do it all the time. I would get pretty freaked out at times if I saw like a guy also, like if I was alone and like he was alone, that would freak me out. So I don't completely disagree with that.
Crucial for me when I lived in Philadelphia for college. I always felt so much safer if a guy was just walking on the other side of the sidewalk or made sure to keep distance away from me, was not, running up from behind him.
I mean, like, we know social distance shit like that, right? We know that, right? Right? All right, let's go.
Walking too close to me, making me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You guys can't help that you're walking at the same place at the same time. That's not what I'm asking. I'm just asking that you let it be known that women have a right to feel uncomfortable, especially at night walking, especially because so many attacks happen then. It's not against you personally. It's just a fear that we constantly have because we hear it happen to our friends and our family members constantly. Keep your friends in line and keep the conversation going. Disassociate yourself from people and friends who have women. When you
So yeah, that's kind of a given. You probably want to do that, and like you kind of want to do that for all pieces of shit. No, that's not anybody who says, "Oh yeah," I mean, like, except for D-Roy. D-Roy was still friends with somebody he thought kind of like acquired a child, and you know what acquired means. But yeah, no, like And some of you guys don't know who D. Roy Cruz, your life applications officer, is. His videos are on my channel, but let's go.
Stay friends with a guy who has hurt women like that, you're basically saying it's okay. Or
This is where what I think happens is you see like rumors of someone who's like done something, but you don't actually have proof or evidence. So a lot of guys aren't going to just cut off their friends if they aren't sure, especially if that's like a long-term friendship. That's what I've seen happen anyway.
Or it's a pass, or it's not that big of a deal for me to be a deal breaker. And that's showing all the women in your life that their experiences are not worth losing a shitty ass friend. These types of conversations and videos only go so far, but if the actions are being taken, then it doesn't matter. And very importantly, shut up and stop saying not all men. God, that phrase alone makes me want to like eat glass. While our history...
Okay. See, in this, again, where she loses me. You're being a crybaby. That's not, like, seriously, it's just you, like, wanted to just, like, be mad at all guys. Like, that's not how it is going to be, man. No, stop. All right, but let's let this go.
I would say don't say that because it's really not worth your breath at that point.
Is so male dominated. I'm so excited for the future where it won't be anymore. And I'm also so excited that I have a community of 92% women. I feel like my comment section is always just so supportive of each other.
It'll be interesting because my comments, like my audience is 91% men.
Made a lot of controversial topics lately, which definitely should not be controversial, but I guess they are. So sometimes the comment section can get a little bit spicy, and I anticipate that this comment section may get a little spicy because of the type.
So yeah, you play to your audience, just like the chick is playing to her audience, and just like you're playing to your audience. Everybody is playing to their audience. I'm playing to my audience, like by showing this awesome art that I'm working on, and you guys are loving it. But let's go.
Please don't interact with the incels. There are so many positive people in the comment section.
I'm just trying to debate if she would say that I'm an incel, because I disagree with a lot of what she's saying, but I'm definitely not an incel.
You're incel adjacent. All right, let's go. I'm spoiling it, but let's go.
Stick to one another because it is not worth losing the brain.
It's like basically saying don't talk to anyone you disagree with. Like
incels talk.
Yeah, no, people actually feel that way, and which is stupid because reasons. But let's go.
To that.
don't lose brain cells. Argue or trying to formulate an argument.
Honestly, it is my job to be filtering out those bad eggs out of here. I love seeing you guys comment down below and make friends with one another, and it warms my heart, especially because so many of you guys have gone through so many similar experiences that I have. So it's really awesome that we can just talk and relate to one another and feel like this is such a safe community. I remember when I was in college and I didn't know what I wanted to do and what my major should be or anything. I just kept reiterating to people, I just want to work with other people and talk with people and help others. And I think about this so often that how crazy is it that I was able to do exactly what I wanted to do, and that is just talking to people.
Okay, I think she's done pretty much. Yeah, I am.
All right, so let's see Pearl's like final resolution of this, shall we?
Personally not a fan of the phrase I hate men. I don't think it's particularly helpful. I will say that sexual assault is something that's more prevalent than, I would say it's not as prevalent as like the 97% like the feminists usually typically say, but I also think it's more prevalent than the manosphere and like more conservative.
And here, she is actually falsely equating it. Nobody said it was the actual assault part that's 97%. They said that harassment at least is 97%. And that's the thing, it's harassment. But sure, okay, let's go.
Conservative channels think, because like I think of like the girls I know, I would say about half something like weird has happened to them at some point. But let me know in the comments if you agree or you disagree. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you.
All right, no. So we're not gonna do that. All right, so yeah. So you're gonna like, share, and subscribe this video because I need the subs. Anyway, no, like, and so just my breakdown of it's just a lot of it just seems really just like this is sounding like the start of her like feeding into an audience, and no, it gets worse from here. Like no lie, it does get worse from here. And I'm gonna cut this segment out because it's been so long, and then we're gonna cut it here. Yeah, I can actually cut that out a little bit. So while we're waiting for it, because I want to actually do something here, so you guys can actually see where I've gotten so far. This is what I've gotten so far, and I still have to do the facial tones and shit like that, and I'm still gonna actually work with it. But like, yeah, this is as you can actually see, like, it's definitely a difference between these two. Definitely a difference between these two. And like, even though with this one it's actually a little bit warm because I didn't laminate it until like very, very, very farther down in my life. You can actually see, and I'm gonna actually bring out more of the contrast and shit like that. And yeah, but yeah, it's coming out well. It's coming out well. So yeah, yeah. So I think this is turning out really, really well. Now, here, this is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna go to the next video. So, all right. So, let me go pee right quick, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. Whew. Have to do some more of this coloring. I was waiting for that line to draw. Lines to draw a little bit more. And I want to actually get to some lines. Give me a second. So it's actually a benefit for being a smaller community, smaller creator. And one of the things for being a smaller creator is that, like, you see videos that some large creators don't pay attention to because, well, one, they're large creators, and some of the shit that they research are on bigger shit. But like some of the shit, like I, yeah, here, where is it? Please tell me. Wait, not that one. I'm sorry, I'm just looking up something right quick, guys. Give me a second. Where is that at? Because I am that asshole. No. No. Desktop. Let's look up desktop. Let's just mute that for a second. I want to make sure I have the right one. Oh yeah, that was it. That was it. All right, so let me send this off. Let me send this off and done. All right, so this is going to be a all right, let's get going. All right, so where we last left off, because this is going to be, I guess, a 3-part series. We were actually looking at Pearl and her, like, some of her issues that responding to, you know, manosphere and female sphere, whatever, and you start to see some of the shit come out. But this, I think, may have been recorded earlier, but this is some shit that she actually put a video out on her channel, and why she hated men. So let's look at this shit, shall we?
Best Barely Things YouTube channel. God, I'm kind of nervous to tell this story because I really don't know how the manosphere is gonna react. But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
So you heard it right. She is so concerned with how her audience of manosphere would actually respond to shit, and this is like already down the pipeline. But I don't know. I just, this just seems like, oh, you have a story to fucking tell, so just tell your story. But maybe I'm wrong, but let's go.
And really like made me feel like violated, so to speak. This story, everything that happened was like legal technically, but there's just a lot of stuff that was really like messed up in hindsight to me. Okay, I'm kind of nervous. Okay.
Why are you nervous? Like, I get the whole thing about, okay, so here, and don't get me wrong, I get the whole thing about literally just saying like, yo, I don't know how to tell my story because I've been hurt. I've been, what I feel was wrong, what I feel was close to SA. Like, I get that whole thing, but you've already stated because you don't know how your audience will take it. That's not a thing, dog. Like, all right, let's go.
So anyone that's been like following me for a while knows that I was an athlete, and like sports was super, super important to me when I was growing up. So, I was always the type to like put in extra hours at the gym. I was always the type to like work hard. I'm like naturally pretty uncoordinated.
Animals are innocent.
Really like got
Don't
to where
be
I was athletic.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
I worked really, really hard. So, I'm getting nervous again. Anyways, so when I was in high school, my mom hired a trainer, and that trainer, his name was Marcus, and he was in the NFL. And he was like, I don't know, like my dad was gone a lot when I was younger. And
why does it sound like she's trying to play in the bad relationship with dad type thing? Okay. By that token, Gohan here should like be like, oh, Mr. Piccolo was his dad. Okay, well, let's go.
I'm never going to be the type to say like my dad wasn't there, because he was always there for like the big events, like the big stuff. He was always there for us. I always knew that he loved us. But there were times when he just like wasn't around a lot because he was running like a big software company, you know?
So wait. Your dad was running a big software company. So are you rich? Like what the fuck? And I'm not saying it is a call out, but it's just like your experiences may not be the same as everybody else. It's like, wow, okay, let's go.
At that time, like I really looked at this trainer, Marcus, as like a father figure. Like I saw him.
And so here's the thing, and like I kind of like hate this whole aspect of the way we yes, you should give people respect, but this whole thing of treating somebody with like, you know, just deference because I just don't understand that whole thing about treating somebody with deference because they may have accomplished something, and it means that they have, you know, like for some reason that you should always be comfortable with shit that they do. And I get it. It's probably the nature of how humans supposed to relate to each other. And I've never just been that person. Like I've had people that I've looked up to as far as, you know, what's the best way to say it? I've had people that I've looked up to as far as people that I want to emulate certain success, but I've never just like, oh yeah, they're great and I need to. No, that's just stupid to me. But let's go.
Maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So I got like, it was a one-on-one session, so I got like really close with him. And like all the time. And this was when I started maybe when I was 15. Like going to see him a couple times a week, and he really helped me like get to the next level of my sport, whatever. And in hindsight, there were like a couple conversations that stood out to me that were kind of weird. But at the time when you're young, like it's kind of exciting when the adult talks to you about like stuff that's sort of inappropriate to be talking to minors about. Like a conversation that stood out was, I remember like saying something about me being like insecure, you know, when I was a kid. Because when I was in high school, like I got zero attention from boys. Like boys never talked to me. So, and it's not even like the 80-20 thing. Like guys just never approached me, never talked to me. I went to a small Catholic school.
Okay. And so this is one of those things where it's just like, I get how getting attention from somebody, especially somebody who you feel respect you, is a thing where a lot of people just like feel like, oh great, they're showing me attention. That doesn't mean that they're still not trying to in lack of a better term, groom you for the shit that they want out of you. But yeah, let's go.
And I said something to him about it, and he said, like, you'll get it.
And you know what actually is kind of like weird that she had to throw in it wasn't the 80-20 rule type shit. Like, that is so ingrained. You have to genuflex to that. Well, it wasn't because I wasn't a part of it. It's just like, why do you have to feel that you have to genuflex to that? That was weird. Or is that just me? Is that just me feeling that she has to genuflex to this because her community? All right, let's go.
Attention in college. And I forgot what he said, but he, like, I don't remember the exact words, but he heavily insinuated that, like, basically I had a big butt, so I would get attention in college. And, like, to me, this was just, like, a source of validation that I never really got, like, from, like, anywhere outside of high school. And there's just small things like that where I would tell him about, like, parties, like, that I went to, or, like, nothing big, but, like, you know, just stuff, like, you really should not be talking about, like, underage drinking with an adult as a minor. Like, that's inappropriate. But, you know, there was a lot of, like, other stuff, too, that he just helped me with. So it wasn't like that was all we were talking about. But there's just, like, moments that are kind of weird in hindsight once you're older and you look back, like, that was you as a child, you know? Anyways, I like keeping on going with this story. When I turned 18, or I was 17 when I left for college. So last time I saw him before I left for college, I was 17 because I was kind of young for my grade. So when I turned 18, I went to college and I did well my freshman year, whatever. And the first time I went back to see,
I noticed she skipped over that she was. I did well in my freshman year. Like, okay, dog, okay, yeah, sure, let's go.
Him when I was 18. I like, you know, because sorry, this might sound weird if you aren't in a sport, but any like former athlete knows the connection you have with like a coach. So he wasn't the only coach that I'd go back and see. Like I went back and saw my high school coach. I saw a couple club coaches, and while I was at it, I went and saw my old trainer that I was really close with that helped me get to where I was. He texted me because I was just gonna go see him at the gym. He texted me to go see him at this like bar. But it was like during the day, so you could go eat there too. So I was like, okay, it's not that weird, like just going to get lunch with an old coach, you know, whatever. I genuinely didn't think anything of it. So it was weird when I got there because he was definitely like drinking and he like sat at the bar. But I was so naive, guys. Like I didn't think anything. And he kept trying to get me to drink because I was like kind of bragging that I had like a fake ID and whatnot. So yeah, so he was like trying to get me to use it, and I wasn't the type to just like drink with adults. Like I would just.
So here's the thing. This is the shit that we need to teach our daughters against, of just accepting things, just genuflexing things because she said it. She wasn't used to an adult or an adult giving her attention. No. And not just our daughters either. It's the shit that we need to teach against our sons. It's because people seem like a cool adult. Like, doesn't give them, like, if you see some shit weird or you feel like shit is weird, then act upon it. If you really feel like it's weird like that somebody is showing you this attention, then say something. That's why people get put in situations. And like, hate to bring up the last video, no I don't, but that's the reason why so many women feel that they have to act a certain way, because like, this is just some shit where they've just been conditioned to actually believe, and no, that's not okay. You shouldn't actually just feel uncomfortable about doing shit and then do it. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I was like, yo, I don't want to actually conjole a woman to want to sleep with me. I want her to sleep with me because she wants to, not because she feels that she has to, or feels that she needs to make up something for me, or me like being cool with her. Like, no, just like, dude, like, and this is like the weird shit that we try to, it's the cognitive dissonance shit that we force upon women, where no, you have to be nice, you have to be polite, but then you have to not, show interest in a guy because then they may call you a slut. And it's like, no, this is the dumbest shit that I've ever heard. And then remember, she was just saying being more assertive. This is the shit that like women complain about, and then later on when they actually don't want it, or they feel like they've been affected by like being SA'd or sexual harassed, that this is what they were talking about, dog. But let's continue.
Drink at college. I didn't drink when I was home, so I told him no, I don't want to do that, whatever. And during the dinner or the lunch, he just said things that were kind of weird. Like he would say, like, again, making comments about my butt, asking if I had sex at that point, like, just stuff that was inappropriate and I thought was kind of weird. But like in my head, it was just because we were like close. Like this was the, father-like figure. I don't know. It was really weird in hindsight.
Yeah, it's weird. You knew it wasn't even a hindsight. You knew it was weird at that time. And again, like, this is the shit that like mental spirit guys feel that, oh no, he has the right to do this because she's almost out of ripe season because she's in the first year of college, and so yeah, like this is just weird shit. And this is the shit that the last young lady was just complaining about, that you feel uncomfortable about, but you don't want to seem like you're just being sensitive. Like, oh fuck, like this is some shit. But let's go.
I don't know, that's dumb. But anyway, so I said like, okay, I'm gonna go. Great to see you, whatever, left. He calls me on my way back and says, hey, like you should just come to the gym really quick. He owned the gym, like it was his own place. And at first I said no, but he's like, come on, like you should have a shot with me. I don't know, he kept asking me if I wanted to have a shot with him. And in my head, I thought, I always felt like special, like cooler than the other girls, because he was like the cool trainer at like my club that I went to. So I always felt like I'm the one that he like gives extra attention to, or I'm the one that he, you know, spends.
Take it from somebody who actually dates multiple women. He's showing you special attention because he finds something in you special, or he should. But this whole idea, this is one of the downsides of monogamy. People think that because somebody shows them, you know, more than what they show the rest of the world, that it means that they're super special. You're special to me in a certain way, but the downside of monogamy leads into a lot of red pill bullshit, and we don't have time for that today. Not that we don't. All right, let's go.
More time with, like, I'm the one he believes in, whatever. I always felt like cool. So I genuinely thought it would be cool to like take a shot with, you know, my old trainer and just brag about it to my friends. So when I thought about it like that, I was like, you know what? F it. Like, I'll go take a shot and I'm gonna get going. And I have to say, by the way, he is, I don't know what his age was, but like I would say late 30s, early 40s. He had a daughter that was my age, which, you know, kind of weird, and he was married too. So that's why a lot of stuff that he did that was weird. Like, in my head, people don't cheat, especially when they're married. And at that age, like, I genuinely did not think that married men cheated. Like, genuinely didn't know. I've never heard of anyone cheating. Yeah, I didn't think it was a thing. So I go to the gym, right? And he's like there sitting down, and he's just like making conversation with me, whatever. And we take the shot, whatever, and we talk probably for like half hour, 45 minutes. And he says, you know, like, this gym, like, we're alone. We could do whatever you want. And I'm like, what do you mean, Marcus? Like, what do you, and he's like, what do you think I mean? And I don't know why, like, because there's a bunch of stuff that led up to it, but this was
So this is like some real predatory shit, and this type of idea that, oh yeah, you need to trick a woman into getting what you want. This is like key red pill ideology bullshit, and I'm sorry, like, all right, let's go.
I'm 24 now, so this was over 5 years ago, so I genuinely don't remember the entire conversation, but like that part of the conversation, literally, I will never forget. And so then I just said, you know what, Marcus, like, I think I do, but I'm gonna pretend like I don't. I'm gonna get out of here. And then he's like texting me after I leave, like trying to get me to come back and like have sex with him. And obviously, like, I left. I was not about that. But I came to find out that he was doing this not just with me, like, clearly, but with like a lot of other girls. He would just like plant seeds until we were 18 and try to hook up with the girls once they turned 18. And it's just kind of messed up, you know? And it was like heartbreaking to me because this guy, like, I looked at him as a father figure.
And see, that's the thing. And this is the big problem that we have with a lot of people. And like, a lot of guys just feel that that's how you get women. And no, dog, that's not how. If you have to like plant seeds like that in order to get women, you're doing it wrong. You're literally doing it wrong. But let's let her finish.
There were times where I was like closer with him than like with my dad, and nothing against my dad, you know. Me and my dad like got closer after this, and like later on, now I'm like super close with my dad. But yeah, at that time I really wasn't. So it just kind of changed the way that I view the world, because one, I didn't know people cheated. I didn't know that was a thing. Two, it made me second guess a lot of like coaches that had given me like attention and help growing up, you know. It made me kind of think maybe a lot of them were creepier than I thought before. And
yet, when the last young lady said that a lot of women feel SA'd and it's bad to them, you poo-pooed the shit. Like, dude, you experienced like how creepy some guys can actually be when it comes to what they feel that they're entitled to as a guy. And like, no, that's yeah, sure. Let's go.
Genuinely, like, I felt like I'd lost like a friend, which really sucked. And then on top of that, I actually had to go get him fired from my school because he was going to start coaching my younger sisters. He was the track coach at my high school, and I'm not about to let him coach my sisters. So I like literally printed the screenshots and I brought it to the school and was like, look, I know I was technically 18 at the time when he did this, but this like isn't right. Like, he can't be grooming young girls to do that. Like, that's messed up. So I don't know, that event like actually changed my life. Like, I never, and that's when I started to like, I don't want to say hate men, but I started to see it everywhere. Like I would see all these guys like at my school or at, you know, like married guys just like being super flirty with like younger girls. And it just made me sad, you know? But I mean, it's been long enough. Like I'm cool now, but yeah, that's the story of how one guy made me think poorly of an entire gender for maybe like 2 years. It was not.
And this is the problem that like compared to some of the other videos that a lot of the manosphere have on her channel. So I can't believe that that was only this quick. I guess I let a woman talk and explain her pain and shit like that and all that other good shit. So this has 174,000 or 175,000 views. I'm just gonna say that. Right? But videos of her talking about men and being shitty towards women, over 500,000. How many of her subscribers that deal with red pill shit won't see this shit? Won't understand exactly why women feel this way about certain shit? And she's not going to push it. She's not going to promote it. Because it's really just about playing towards a fucking audience. I don't like using somebody else's pain as a way of saying, oh, look, see, I was right about this. But it is something where, come on, dog, you know what the fuck the deal is. You know what's going on. And you know half of these guys who are on your channel, who watch your shit, this red pill shit, what she said was like 91% of her subscribers are guys. If they heard this shit, they would be shitting on her. No, he was just, that's what you have to do to get these chicks. Like, yeah, no, like, for real. And that's just stupid. But anyway. This has been a quick intersection of this. And we're going to cut this section here. Please like, share, and subscribe. And, yeah. We're going to get to part 2 and probably the end of this color. So let's go. Well, guys, I will say that this has actually turned out to be a really, really good color. This has been a really, really good color. So in case you're wondering why I have this black kind of like foam board right here, it's simply because the markers are still wet. And because I blend and I'm pretty heavy-handed, I actually want to I don't want to smear it. But yeah, I would think that looks pretty nice. I think that looks pretty nice. What is that ruler? Or I should say straight edge. Alright, so here. I know in the like actual color it's more of a straight line, but I like to blend. That's just something I do. I like to blend. So let's go to another intermediate video from last year. So All right, we're gonna go to another intermediate video from last year of just pearly things, and we're gonna actually see kind of like before she blew the fuck up, and yeah, let's kind of go, because this is where it started to get like a little bit like yikesy. So here, shall we?
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today, I am going to be talking about 5 things that I've learned from watching Manosphere content for months. Anyone that's been following my channel knows that I have been reacting to the Manosphere for about maybe 4-ish to 6-ish months.
So this is just 4 to 6 months, and I don't want to make it seem like really bad, because she is some unique case of falling down a rabbit hole, even though I think is more akin to people like her actually making money off of this shit. Like, I don't want to actually to seem like I'm just saying, oh, she's a bad person for this shit, because she agrees with some manosphere issues. It's fine to, and I will say this, I agree to some of the problems that the manosphere actually talks about. I agree that some of the problems are there. But the problem is the prescriptions that they give are just fucking unbelievable. Forced girlfriends for lonely men, or like them being mad because a woman says no to them, or you know, they want to pray to Saint Elliot and shit like that, and it's just like, y'all are fucking weird. But let's see what she's learned from watching Manosphere content for 6 months. And I've been watching it for longer, but let's go.
Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and bring that notification bell. That way you're going to be notified of my daily videos.
Okay, no, stop. Subscribe to my shit. Like my shit. Join my Patreon. Just follow me on Twitch. Do all that shit. Not. Okay, let's go.
For anyone that doesn't know, manosphere, I should look up the actual definition, but the manosphere is basically like men's dating advice and men's self-improvement advice.
No, it's not. It's in a lot of cases hate groups, because especially if you look at those shit that Andrew Tate actually does, and it's just, or the late ungreat Kevin Samuels. And no, I don't fucking lionize the dead. I don't give a fuck who he is. It's not dating advice. It's literally just, this is your problem. Your problem is women, and yes, you may have some things that you need to improve on, but the problem is modern women, and they have too many choices. The bitches. Like, that's what most of the shit is. That's what most of the shit is. You think I'm joking? I've been doing this content literally for 4 or 5 years now, and a lot of it is, oh, the bitches don't know their place anymore. And a lot of this shit, ironically, kind of links up with, you know, Christian nationalism. But yeah, according to Christian Walker, not Christian Walker. Fuck, there's a lot of super motherfuckers named Christian. Whatever the fuck that other dude name is, it's not Christian nationalism. It's just people claiming to be Christians and using that moniker. But let's go.
And it also includes something that's called the red pill. And I've never seen The Matrix, so I hope I get the analogy right. But basically, the red pill is when you take a pill and like the way that you view the world changes. So you see like all the bad parts of society, like the bad side of women. Yeah, so that's the red pill. Let me look up the definition of manosphere. The manosphere is a collection of websites, blogs, and online forums promoting masculinity, strong opposition to feminism, and misogyny. Okay, the manosphere are movements within the manosphere.
Her first, like, you should have just cut that shit. You should have just cut that shit. Like, for real, she should have just cut that shit, because that's like, yeah, no, she should have just cut that shit. But let's go.
Includes men's rights movement, incels, men going their own way, pickup artists, and fathers' rights group. So I would probably describe it a little bit differently. I don't think it's like super misogynistic or like anti-women or anything. I really think it's just like pro-man, and like helping guys like become a better version of themselves for girls. That's like how I would describe it. I do think that sometimes like men get a little too caught up in it and caught up in all the problems that there are in dating, because there's obviously a lot. But like that's how I would describe it.
So here's the thing about it, like, it's almost as if, like, so here, women go through the dating problems as well. Like, men aren't just like the only person that goes through dating problems. Like, I actually have female friends that aren't my type, and they explain to me that they go through dating issues as well. Like, for real. And one of the things that really fucking happens is, like, they run into entitled little boys that feel that they can say what the fuck they want, show dick pictures and all that other good shit to a woman, and she should just fall over or fall down on her knees or on her back and just give in to their stupid shit. That's not how this happens. That's not how this goes, Chief. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. All right, let's go.
Okay, so I'm basically going to tell you as a female like what I've learned from watching men for like months just talk about their problems, because when you start to watch manosphere content, you really understand like men in a different way than you did before. I don't think society really talks a lot.
I've watched Manos, like, unless you just completely obtuse, I've watched Manosphere content, and like I still, like, I am the divorced dad. I am somebody who pays child support, and I still don't understand the hatred of women. I don't. But all right, let's go.
A lot about men's problems, and so I think like in the mainstream media there's just a lot of stuff you don't really think about. So the first being men are very tired of being used for their money. So I've seen this theme like in the manosphere where,
and you know what, that's right, nobody should be used for their money, just like a woman shouldn't be used for her body. Like, I hate to do the whataboutism bullshit, but like, yeah, no, if you come out of dating thinking that this is what I'm gonna get from somebody, and just like that's all you see dating as, then you're doing it wrong. Like, you really are doing it wrong. You shouldn't be looking at somebody and saying, oh yeah, dating is about getting my dick wet or not having to pay my own bills. No, that's stupid. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. That's not what you should be doing when it comes to the reason why you date. Like, no, all right, but you know, reasons, right? But let's go.
The reason guys get super caught up in the manosphere and start watching men's dating content is because they've spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars on a girl. They've given these girls.
No, the fuck they don't. No, they don't. This is bullshit. If you are a guy and you spend hundreds of thousands on a girl, then you're fucking doing it wrong. You want a trophy. You don't want a woman. No, I refuse to believe that shit, because most of these motherfuckers don't have jobs anyway. But all right, let's go.
All this time, all this attention, and they end up like getting nothing out of it. And so I used to, if you look at one of my old videos, like we talked about like a guy paying on the first date, and I always said like I would never go on a first date with a guy if he didn't pay. And the reason, or on a second date with a guy if he didn't pay on the first one. And my thought process was, okay, if like a super attractive female came in and he had a first date with her, he'd probably pay. Or like
So this is that bullshit that keeping that whole, well, we need to stick to these particular rules type thing. That whole, oh wow, I can't talk right now because I'm trying to do this. This is where you get that whole, I need to keep these normalization standards up because this makes me feel good as a man. It's stupid. The reason why I pay for most first dates, I'll tell you, I pay for most first dates. I don't give a fuck. One, I invite them out. I say, you want to come with me, which means that I'm going somewhere and I want company. That's the only reason why I pay. Now, if it's somebody who invites me out, we have that conversation. You invite out. If you invite somebody out, you pay. That's how that rule goes. But a lot of these people, no, I need to feel like a man, so I need to pay. Fuck out of here. But let's go.
a model came in. And so like my thought process was he's probably not that interested if he doesn't want to pay on a first date. After watching the Manosphere content.
he can just be broke. Like, hi, broke guy. By the way, did you know I have a Patreon? Did you know I have a PayPal? You can check the links down in the description.
For months. What I came to realize is a lot of guys are sick of being used by women. So women will go on dates with guys for food. They will literally just go on dates with guys with no intention of ever talking to them again. They just wanted a free meal for the night. And guys are really sick of it. So a lot of times guys will literally like not do that because they're just really sick of being used. That's why personally, like, I'm okay with in the beginning stages not spending a lot of money on the first couple of dates because like,
no, you shouldn't spend a lot of money. If you think that somebody has to parade around and, prompt for you and all that other good shit, maybe you're dating for the wrong reasons. I'm just saying. I kind of refuse to say, oh no, I'm going to be this person because I'm going to do this for a person because I need to show that I'm the manly man and I can pay for this shit. No, fuck, I struggle too. I work a job. I do YouTube. By the way, did I tell you that I have a Patreon and a PayPal? Okay. All right. And by the way, you can actually buy bits on Twitch. Anyway, let's go.
If we don't know each other, like, what's the point? Like, me and my boyfriend, like, it took a while before we even went on like a super nice date until we like knew each other better. Okay. Second thing I've learned, men are afraid of marriage, but not for the reasons that women think. So women think that men are afraid of commitment. And in my opinion, I don't think men have changed in the past 100 years. So, 100 years ago, men were getting married all the time. So I don't think it's the long-term commitment that men are afraid of. From what I've seen, they're more afraid of the court system.
Yeah, okay. But that equity is swinging the other way too. It's not just because you are the woman that you actually get the custody of the child. If you can actually show that you can actually be a better parent. That's not a thing though. Okay. All right, let's go.
So if you get married and it doesn't work out, like, women can and will take all of your money. There are cases where men have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, spend their life savings, even if they don't have a kid with the girl. My friend.
No, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Okay, all right, let's go.
Not what it's called, but it's like when you when you have to send someone payments just for like being married to you.
Alimony. So you know what you do? You know what you do? And I'm not gonna say the stupid shit like have a prenup. No, you know what you do? You have your partner work. You don't take it as an affront to your masculinity that your partner works. What? No. My partner works so I don't have to do spousal support. What? No. But they may not feel me as a man. Hey. Divorce happens. Shit doesn't work out sometimes. You want to risk being a man that takes care of her after you no longer want to be with her? No? Then let her work. But she may have freedom. Hey. There's some things that you can do when she comes home to make her feel better. Okay, this is not Crimson After Dark.
From what I've seen, like, men are more afraid of that than the long-term commitment. Because if you ask most men want to be married at some point. It's the court system.
Yeah, I want to be married again. Maybe 2, 3 wives. Like, and I'm not making a joke to saying that like I need a harem, but like I really just I'm poly, All right, let's go.
That I really think makes men a little bit more hesitant about getting married. Okay, the third thing that I have learned from watching manosphere content is that women today are less marriageable than ever before. For a guy to find a girl that is agreeable.
How are they less marriageable? How are they less marriageable? And just to let you guys know, this is like when my rough draft, and now I'm doing it now. All right, but I'm just trying to actually trace the lines that I know are there. Let's go.
That is pretty, that is in shape, low body count. From what I've seen in the manosphere, it's a lot harder than women think. So honestly, like, I think girls have more leverage today that are in that category than ever before because girls are so rare that are in that category.
So I don't get the whole low body count. Again, unless she's spreading around STIs, I don't get the whole low body count. Shit, I want a professional handle on my dick. I will. What, you know how to do a trick? That trick, like, you know how to do that trick? Show me. Like, it's like these guys are so fearful of the fact that that woman may have slept with somebody better than them, that they're fearful that they're not going to measure up. And some of these guys aren't. Let's just face it. I have a 12-inch penis, and they have a 2-inch penis. But still, in all, like, why does it matter who? Again, if your partner isn't giving you a STI that's incurable and killable, why does it matter? Like, if she has a high or a low body count? And then some of these people equate body count with, like, oh, she made out with a guy. That's as good as sex. Like, no, that's not the same thing, dog. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. All right, let's go.
However, on the flip side, men that are in like the top 5 to 10% have more options than ever before because so many more girls are willing to have sex with them like immediately, right away. So that's probably the third thing that I've learned is that like finding a quality girl is harder for men than ever before. One, because men have to deal with all these games. Like they won't even know if a girl's actually interested in them or just using them for their money, clout, like whatever it is. Okay, fourth thing I've learned from the manosphere, and I'm not going to talk about if this is true or not true. This is just how a lot of guys see it. Women are always...
Wait. You're not going to talk about how it's true or not true. Wait, what? Wait, okay, all right, let's go.
Willing to leave you for a better option. That's the way a lot of guys think. So it's really important to...
Wait, like every human being, like the fuck? All right, wow, okay. So women are ready to leave a guy for a better option. And again, if that's the woman that you're with, you're doing it wrong. You have chose the wrong type of person. All right, let's go.
Some guys that you're the best option that she has because in a guy's mind, like, and a lot of girls do this. I'm not discounting that it exists, but they seem to think that it's very hard to find a girl that's not going to leave you for the next best thing. Number 5, men just really want to be appreciated. A lot of guys seem to think, and I would...
And again, if you're with somebody who doesn't appreciate you, then you should leave them. They should go. I don't care how much effort it took you to get that person. If they don't appreciate you, bye. The fuck? Like, wow. What is it with so many of these red pill motherfuckers who don't want to try, who don't want to learn how to be just better or try to get somebody else? All right, let's go.
Would agree that girls have inflated egos because all the time we're just told you're so beautiful. There's a million like DMs we have for like...
Yeah, but being told that you're beautiful and to not think that it's just a game that somebody's using to try to fuck you is a different story. Like, all right, let's go.
We have a million DMs telling us how great we are, how beautiful we are. So a lot of girls aren't really brought down to earth. Luckily.
Yeah, sure. Like, yeah. Like this, y'all know that this is that whole nagging bullshit or negging bullshit. You negatively affect their confidence by not like reinforcing. Like there are, I've dated, I went out on dates with women who feel that while I really don't get compliments like I really feel like, and it's just like, it does something to them. It does something to where they feel that, and when somebody actually shows them attention, they're enjoying it, even though it's just like, no, you're a cool person. And it's not the problem that a lot of these guys feel that it is. It's not. Trust me, it's not. It's not. It is not. Because a lot of the women hear these compliments and they just think that, no, you're lying just to fuck me. But, you know, reasons and shit like that, right?
For me, I always had a friend group that was prettier than me, so I've been humble from a very young age.
Like, why do you say that about yourself? You look fine. I mean, like, I guess my standards for what a person looks like are a lot wider than most, but like, I don't mind. Like, I don't like, okay, yeah, sure. Maybe it's just me, but let's go.
You know, very low self-esteem. But when you are in a relationship with a guy, like, guys just want to feel like you appreciate them and you know how valuable they are, because a lot of men feel really underappreciated in their relationships because women will do things like withhold sex if they don't do like chores or something, or, you know, they're always the ones, they file divorce in 70 to 80% of cases, women do. So men really just want a girl that like appreciates them and knows that the guy that they have is a catch. And it seems like men think that's more and more rare in present day nowadays. So yeah, that's 5 things that I've learned from watching Manosphere content the last couple of months. Let me know if you agree, or if there's any points that you think I missed. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell.
All right, so here, and I'm not gonna do that video that just popped up. So you actually start to get an idea of some of the shit that she like starts to like really push and shit like that, and it's just like, it's getting kind of getting yikesy and all that other good shit. But you know, maybe she'll turn it around. Maybe she'll see how some of these guys are and all that other good bullshit. And like, not like, yeah, sure. This, I hate to ruin somebody's burst somebody's bubble, but yeah, we're about to see some shit like okay, and we're gonna cut this section here. I guess it's gonna be more than a 3-part section. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll hear the rest of it in a second.
You got to think to yourself.
All right. So, just to ask you guys here, how's this turning out? How's this turning out? I think it's turning out really well. Like, I waited to the end to actually add the lines for like the hair that's actually in it, just because I didn't want to color over the black and have that black smear. But yeah, I think Trunks looks just awesome, even though it's not exactly how it was in the picture. But I think Trunks looks really fucking awesome. Yeah. So I have to do some more lines, and I have to work my way down. I'm pretty much finished with most of it. I just have to do the lines in the hair with like Gohan's hair. Have to do the rest of Trunks' hair. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun little quick one. It's taking me 3 hours to color before it took me like another 4 hours to actually redo it. And again, guys, I'm redoing it from the original picture. And yeah, I think there is a difference. I think there's a big difference. But yeah, that's just me being personally influenced by it. But all right, so yeah, all right, almost finished, guys, almost finished. And almost finished with this saga. Hey, let's check something before we start. Just checking something before we start, guys. I was about to just check. Fuck. I forgot that quick. Okay, all right. Let's start this shit. Oh god. Oh god. Mm. All right, let's go. Let's go.
You got to think to yourself, you're looking at all these stars, but what have you got to offer a man at 35 when you've been through everything, you've done everything, you've got all this history behind you, you've got all this trauma? Wouldn't it be easier while you're young to get your head together and just say, right, well, I'm going to find someone same level as me, I'm going to get married the earlier the better?
Don't play with nature.
So, yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing that happened. Literally telling somebody that, oh no, you need to get married the earlier the better, and all that other good bullshit. And it's just like, what are you telling people? That you are literally telling people that, hey, no, like, women only have value to a man by being young and fertile and all that other good bullshit. And this is the content now that Pearl, or just Pearly Things, actually puts out. And you guys saw it, like the whole video about the truth about virgins and shit like that, the Fresh and Fit podcast style shit. This is craziness. And here, this is another clip from her show. So let's go. By the way, this art will be available on my Etsy store, and just email me if you, which would be in the description, or Twitter me or some shit, if you want to actually get a printout of this art. Let's go.
Real talk. I don't have a card collection. I don't drive cars. I don't do mountain climbing. I don't do parasailing. I like hanging out with people. And I had a party for my 40th birthday a year or so ago. And I remember at the birthday party, I was newly single because I had a girl for a little while. Didn't work out. But I remember at my 40th birthday.
So he's bragging that he's the most uninteresting man in the world. That's nothing to brag about. Like, now, do I have not orthodox things that I like to do? I like to do YouTube. I watch YouTube. I watch movies. I watch Marvel. I draw. I go to art shows. I actually put my art in art shows. Like, this is shit that, like, I can actually say. You never hear me, well, I don't do this, I don't do this. Like, no, I tell you what I do. I like riding my bike. I ride my bike every morning on the lakefront if I can, or at least walk. I work out because I have my own home gym. This is the shit that I like to do. You are literally bragging that you're the most uninterested man in the world. But let's go.
Birthday party. Had a bunch of friends. People showed up. It was great. Shout out to Bodega in South Beach if you ever want to go. And I remember a friend coming up to me and being like, dude, Adam, you're 40, bro. You're killing it. You're making money. You're the freaking man. Like, hyping me up, gassing me up, right? You know, this, that, the other. He's like, yo, I want to be you. I was like, all right, respect, bro. And he goes, oh, is that so-and-so over there? I'm not going to say her name. I mean, I remember her from high school. What's she up to? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, he's like, is she married yet? I go, no, I don't think so. He goes, man, feel bad for her.
Oh, wait, what? You literally have, like, okay, all right, let's go. What did your friend say?
And I go, what do you mean you feel bad for her? And he's like, and essentially he was like, at 40, a guy, you could be like a stud or a pimp or whatever kind of, and at 40 for a female, he was like, wah, wah. Whoa. And that made me feel horrible for her. And it kind of was, because I felt kind of weird at 40, single, whatever, successful. But there is a difference between a guy who's 40 and a girl who's 40.
Why does the fuck it doesn't matter? Like, if we, and this is the shit that, like, this red pill bullshit, and it just gives carte blanche to these ignorant ass, motherfucking lonely ass men that have been divorced. And that's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being divorced. To say, like, aha, you're 40 and so you have some sort of money, you should be okay with getting a young chick because that proves you're the man. Like, no, like, This is that red pill bullshit that she's feeding into now. Mind you, she literally had a video. You guys saw it. That's less than a year now from now, where she was talking about how older men take advantage of younger women. But now this is the shit that she has on her channel. Well, let's go.
You guys agree or disagree?
Absolutely. Because at 40 for a woman, it's basically over.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, guys aren't.
As far as having kids?
Guys are having kids, and like physically for most women, yeah. I mean, there's.
I'm sorry. Literally, wow. Women, if you're over 40, it's over. You should just lay down and die. Wait for the grave to get you. Like, really? Really? But let's go.
Exceptions, sure, but that's not the rule. But as a 40-year-old guy that, like, you know, if you're doing pretty well, like, you could get married tomorrow with a 25-year-old, have 5 kids, and still have a whole life. That's just not the case biologically for women.
And, like, again, this is just, like, you hear this shit. This is the craziest shit ever to actually say. But, like, no, because she has to feed into this manosphere bullshit. And this is a woman saying this shit. Mind you, this is under the assumption that if a woman wants to get married, she wants to have kids as well. But let's continue.
Yeah, that's true. Comments?
Yeah, I think it's sad. And also, in some way, I think it's embarrassing for women that are put in those situations, because how do you make it to 40 and not learn how to get along with a man? How do you make it that far and you just never pick up on cues? And sometimes these women have children, and that's great. And, you know, sometimes they don't have a man, but sometimes they don't have either which one. They're just absolutely by themselves. And so, like,
maybe these women, maybe they don't want children, or maybe, I know, right? Maybe they don't like men in that way, or, you know, I know it's weird because, like, some women don't like men, but, you know, I digress. But you know, it's weird shit, right? It's weird. But let's go.
Is that a full life? Because so they have girlfriends, that's great. But are all of those girlfriends single? Or are they also like married with children, or they have professions? It seems lonely to me, and I think women come out and they try to say that it's not, and I think it's a cope. You can see it on the TikTok pages. Like, look at me, I'm so happy, I'm drinking wine, and I'm 40 and I'm single. Well, if you're so happy, why do you have to make your entire TikTok page and your identity
I'll tell you,
about that?
I'm not.
Wait. Wait, I'm sorry. What? Maybe that's the theme of their channel. Maybe they're saying that you can be just as valid as a person who is 40 without kids. Like, some people don't want to have kids, man. That's just a thing that happens. Like, some people just don't want to have kids. And it's just like, it boggles certain people who don't question shit. It's like, wait, what do you mean you don't want to have kids? That's what we always told that we need to do. Like, no motherfucker. It's almost 8.5 billion of us. I'm straight if you know, some people say they don't want to have kids. Like, the fuck? Like, all right, let's go.
I'm not gonna say this girl's name, but I'll give a very clear example of someone that every time I'm like, oh, damn you. She was one of the hottest girls in high school. Grew up, you know, in her 20s, guys were throwing themselves left and right. She had her pick of the litter. By 30, she was still out there in South Beach doing her thing, still didn't have a man, and then I didn't see her for many years. Right?
Like, that doesn't make her any less of a person if she's not married. Like, really, it doesn't. God, like, if these people ever told my daughter that shit, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have words for him. I would have words for her, like, where do we hide the body? Because she would have took care of it. Like, okay, let's go.
Right? I think she lived in New York doing her thing. But then I ran into her, I don't know, maybe like 3-ish years ago, and she was in her late 30s, early 40s. Now, the dude that she was, like, the guys that were pursuing her, certified studs in their 20s or whatever. Now, essentially, she's like, hey, what's up with your friend over there? And, like, this guy, I wouldn't say he's a stud. So now, the girl who was 21, 25, even 30, that...
See, this is the problem that a lot of these guys have. They don't understand that sometimes physical attractiveness is not what people look out for, or what you find physically attractive may not be what they find physically attractive. Like, for real, this is a thing. Like, I like big tits. I like big, humongous tits. But not a lot of people may like that. Some people like ass. Like Vegeta, not Vegeta, who is definitely wrong about liking ass over tits. But yeah, that's a thing that happens, man. It's a thing that happens. But let's go.
That had her pick of the litter has to realize that at 40, the studs aren't exactly throwing themselves on her anymore. Well, that's something that a woman had to deal with. And I felt like so bad. I was like, she would. And I told the guy, because I'm friends with the guy, because he was like, what's up? I was like, dude, you don't understand. In high school, college, she was like the hottest chick. He's like, yeah, but that's 20 years ago, bro.
But why did you feel bad for her? That was her choice. She made her bed lie in it.
And like, look, this is the shit. Like, oh yeah, she should have been. That bitch should have got married as soon as the first person said hi to her. She should have dropped down on her knees, sucked the ring off of his penis, and put it on her finger. Like, this is that bullshit, and this is that red pill shit. And a lot of these red pill guys feel like they're superior because they know by the time they hit 40, of course, they're gonna have them a wife, and they're 38 in 2 months. Like, the fuck? Okay, all right, let's go.
I didn't lose sleep over it, but I constantly think of it because these are, now that I'm 41, I know girls in their late 30s, early 40s who are still single, and I'm like,
I have a question.
Go ahead, Coco. I don't know if I struck a chord there, but go ahead.
No, it's for them.
She's 31. She's not 60. Okay?
No,
not at all. Coco's a high.
I do not care about being 40 and whatever. Question for them: would you, let's say, if you get a divorce, would you consider that as defeat? Like you didn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Oh my God! This is this bullshit about because it was divorce, it was failure. Like, why? What if your partner is a cheater? No matter how good you suck his penis, fix his sandwiches, he still goes out and cheat. Why does that fucking matter if you divorce him? Like, okay. All right, let's go.
You should be upset. I am divorced. That's a ding on my record. That
How? Okay. All right, let's go. Maybe you should explain how that's a ding on her record because reasons.
That is a failure. I failed. I mean, he also failed. You know, I'm not bent out of shape about it because I got the man of my dreams. But you should look at divorce as a failure. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You chose poorly, and now you've wasted each other's time.
It's not a waste of time. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Okay, let's go.
Interesting.
Would you say it's a failure if you were able to give birth to children and like your children ended up in like a good place and they have a successful future? In the sense, like, for example, like you have people who get married and then they find out this other person is not who they are, right? And then kids come out of it.
Right.
And the kids turn out great, successful.
The case will happen with me. I wouldn't see that as a failure. I would see that as something that happened. Like, the fuck? Like, now I'm still poly and I just do what the fuck I want to because better now. Like, I got married and then I got better. Like, fuck. All right, let's go.
Successful and all that stuff. Would you still say that it was a failure, or would you say that it's a success?
No, it's still a failure. It's beautiful that the children are here. Most parents don't regret their kids that innately, but it is still.
And see, this is the bullshit that I actually hate. It's these people that feel if the relationship didn't last for a lifetime, then it wasn't worth it. Like, no, that's not how. Damn, like, you have friendships that don't last for a lifetime. Does it not mean that friendship was not worth it at that time? Like, I don't get it. Okay, maybe one day I will get it when, like, I've been dropped on my head enough times to, like, see it as they see it as I don't want to try anymore with people, but I guess. But let's go.
A failure. You chose poorly. You reproduced. Now these children don't have a father in the home, but we're so.
It's not. Oh my God! Just because a father isn't in the home does not mean, like, if you need somebody to monitor you like a fucking warden, they've already fucked up. I'm sorry. If you need somebody to monitor your kids like a warden, you've already fucked up because I never needed to monitor my child like that. I've never needed to monitor my child like that because I taught her fucking morals before, like, as she was growing up, before it became, oh, she's a teenager, now she needs to listen to me because now she needs to learn morals. Like, no, god damn, these are fucking idiots. Let's go.
Used to it, we think that it's okay, but the outcomes are still negative. Like, I grew up in a single mother home. I had a lot of risk factors that I had to solve myself in the dating market, and that's something.
Wait, what risk factors? What risk factors? Okay, fuck. Like, okay, let's go.
That doesn't get talked about. It's all about this eat, pray, love, and that's not to say, you know, stay in a relationship and be miserable, but sometimes you got to make your bed and lie in it, and you got to be roommates.
Well, because when you have kids, it's not about you anymore.
So, yeah, that was a thing. You know, if you're in a relationship that's totally unhealthy for your mental fortitude or success, then no, you just stay in it. You made your bed, now lying in it. And so this is the shit that went from one person from saying like, yo, I kind of understand, to no, these bitches need to know their place, and if they don't have a man at a certain age, then they're a failure. Or if they in a relationship that ends, it's a failure. And this is how you fall down the fucking red pill rabbit hole, the conclusion of our story, and the shit that you put up with because you want to A, get attention, and B, get fucking money like that. And I don't know what to say. What I've learned from watching this chick from where she started and where she is now over the course of a year, I just don't know. I could never see myself switching that much over the fact that my feelings were hurt or that I empathize with pretty much some horrible ass motherfuckers. But anyway, I thank you guys for taking the time to watch today. I know it's a little bit longer than normal. God, I've been doing this for like 3 hours. But we saw some great art. So right now I'm gonna cut this video here and like, share, and subscribe and all that other good shit. And cut. Alright guys. So this piece of art, I think I did actually pretty good for it. Especially with the blending and the markers, and especially from where it once was and now what it is now. It was fun working on it. It was fun actually being able to actually draw and just, yeah, the words escape me. I wasn't so. Did you know somebody actually got on my comment section, was like, dude, why you acting so triggered? I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. You're being emotional. And I had to tell him, like, dude, you're being emotional. You're butthurt when I'm talking about somebody you feel is right about some shit. Like, no, that's not how emotions work. Just because I'm passionate explaining shit doesn't mean I'm any more or less emotional than what you are. You just call yourself claiming it because you're trying to be rational. No, you're just being dismissive with how you feel about shit. And it's okay. It's okay if you're dismissive about shit. That's fine. I don't care. I don't really care at all about you being dismissive about shit, because in the end, you're gonna have to deal with your shit and I deal with mine. But I think it actually turned out really, really well. I think this turned out really, really well. With the Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks. You guys tell me, how does it look to you? We did some art and we did some streaming today. Let me take myself away because I want to give y'all a full view of it. Some of it is a little derpy, but you know, I think it's a lot better than what it was before. Hey, there we go. Oh. Anyway, guys, I once again, I want to say thank you for everybody who's watched, and just yeah, we did some art. We had some fun, and well, remember, as with all things, touch titties, always with consent. And take us away, Richard.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah. They're probably afraid of that, because then people don't hate each other, and people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy people. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, you know, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, you know, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Right, absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, you know. But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but...
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know, it just gets on you and it starts
eating. The system levels them.
Pretty soon it's all
gone. Is that
gone.
what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes.